DAZN is the home of boxing, with over 150 live fights a year.
It's over! There's no way back from this, surely!
Everything is difficult in this life, so still you need to be on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
How do you like it? How do you like it?
That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
That is what sport means. That is what the EuroLeague trophy means.
Are you not entertained?
I'm not supposed to be cheering, but this is X Series. I can do whatever I want.
This has been a coming together. This has been a light bulb moment.
Two top promoters in the UK have never even met.
I know how to fight, and I'll fight to win.
The competition is back, and the UEFA Women's Champions League looks set to be bigger and better than ever before.
It's their time. A night to remember. It all comes down to tonight. Don't miss the biggest night in MMA. PFL is more than a fight.
Fight Week on DAZN is non-stop action. Access all areas of the biggest fights, even before the bell rings.
I hope you guys enjoy this fight as much as I will.
The following program is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
This is the moment the world has been waiting for. The judges are ready, the fighters are ready, the boxing world is ready. The fight starts now!
How do you like it? On the shot, so aggressive, so focused. It all comes down to this. Media workout live on DAZN.
We're in New York City. More specifically, we're right here in Times Square, presented by The Ring and DAZN. You saw it behind me. Our fights this Friday, Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero. It'll take place right there, but today we have the open workouts. That's including Devin, Haney, Teofimo, Lopez. Your favorite fighters going down in the Manhattan Center, but it's my first time in New York, and I couldn't do it alone. Let me bring the Brooklyn boys in. We're live on your TV sets. Come see us, the open workouts right now.
Live on DAZN Worldwide, Friday, May 2nd, 6 p.m. Eastern. Garcia versus Romero. King Rye returns in a history-making Times Square takeover, featuring Haney versus Ramirez and Teofimo versus Barboza Jr. Witness a fight night never seen before on a knockout weekend of boxing. Get Garcia versus Romero Friday, May 2nd. Live exclusively on DAZN. Buy now at DAZN.com.
Times Square will be center stage for the return of Ryan Garcia as he headlines against the hard-hitting Rolly Romero on a star-studded card that includes. Folks, so we are here at the Manhattan Center for a star-studded card. Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero, Devin Haney versus Jose Ramirez, and Teofimo Lopez versus Arnold Barboza Jr. And today is the open workout, and my name is Wade Lemons. I am here on behalf of the Ring, and the boys are with me once again, boxing aficionados and the Brooklyn Boys. Show me around New York a little bit today. Akim Barak, how we doing, boys?
I'm feeling phenomenal. Still some other places to take you, but you become
I'm
more
not
of a
going
New
to
Yorker.
Brownsville. You keep trying to do it. I'm not going.
You're more of a New Yorker today than you were yesterday.
No, but you fit right in.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Well.
Yesterday, I felt out of place because the fighters were showing their stuff, strutting their stuff on stage at the Grand Arrivals. Who had the biggest moment yesterday?
I mean, for me, it was Ryan Garcia. I said it yesterday. His demeanor, you know, when guys are doing a kickoff media tour, the energy's a lot different than fight week. His energy feels like he knows he's the man of the hour. This is his event. He's a big star, but he looks in shape, but not sucked dry. He's comfortable in his weight class. When he did that flurry of punches at the end of the catwalk right there, that was in slow motion. When it's fast, trust me, it's fast. He looks comfortable. He's the bigger guy when you're talking about him against Rolly. I think Ryan is going to shine big time on Friday. That's the energy I'm getting from him.
Absolutely. Of course, the main event gets the most shine, but you know what stuck out the most to me? Teofimo Lopez.
Okay.
Just a few fights ago, he was questioning whether he had it. He went from that to like a depression where I lost the joy in the sport. That guy was looking happy yesterday. He was very, very happy, very, very joyful. Look at him. He probably wanted to take his shirt off because he wanted to show everybody that he's in shape. Him or Oscar. I don't know who has the best
Oscar already did it for us. So
exactly.
Might need a little new barber, but other than that,
but
I like the
this is the joy you want to see a man that when he's happy, he's dangerous. You want to see him have that kind of joy.
And like you talked about, he was confident yesterday. He was back in his hometown. This is where he started it all. But there was another man on stage with him, and the bad blood was rising. In fact, Arnold Barboza Jr. and Teofimo, they didn't face off yesterday.
Right.
There was still a little bit of that back and forth going on.
I mean, look, we remember what happened a couple of months ago at the other presser.
What happened? Do you want
to
to
tell
tell
us?
us?
He got smacked across the face. That's what man Mike Cobb says. But I think that this time around, this fight week, Arnold looked happy. He looked more comfortable. He understood that that's all promotion leading up to this moment right here. He has the opportunity on Friday to show the people he's a better fighter. He looked happy. I seen him with his family. Barboza is not caught up by the moment. It appears that way.
But that was a good thing for me because I got tired of seeing the chip on his shoulder. Right. Because in reality, if you think about it, it felt like he was blaming Teo for the hard road he had. You know, I get it. You're about to fight, though. You wanted to fight him for years. It's here. Be happy.
Right.
You know,
it is here.
At the same time, he was like, I'm going to keep that same energy. We ain't getting out because I'm going to slap you this time.
He was repping the West Coast. Another guy repping the West Coast, kind of, is Devin Haney. He's back, and it's been a long layoff for Devin. A lot of questions around this comeback for him. You saw him yesterday. What was the energy like?
Look, he also has a major chip on his shoulder, but he's one of the best boxers in all of boxing, not just this card, right? And obviously he has a lot to prove. He took a lot of heat, even though he didn't do anything wrong after the Ryan Garcia fight, but he became the villain. I saw the same comfort level. When he came out there, he's like, I'm going to remind everybody, I'm the guy that beat Lomachenko. I'm the guy that went up to 140 and beat Prograis and beat him the way he did. I'm going to do it against Ramirez. And guess what? This is not a showcase fight. This is a real threat for Devin Haney. He likes these challenges.
Well, he was usually quiet, Barack, but yesterday both him and Jose Ramirez had some words back and forth.
Yeah, they had moments when they're in each other's face. Neither one of them really trash talk. Okay, I guess you catch Devin trash talking online or even in somebody's... It's usually a response, though. And you know Ramirez is never going to trash talk. But face-to-face is a fight. Adrenaline is running. People are watching. You're going to say a
And
couple
also
of
we're
words.
here. It's fight week. The emotions are flowing, and especially this fight week because we have a stacked fight card for you folks. It's those 3 fights. It's 2 others that we have to talk about right in the middle of Times Square, presented by The Ring and live on DAZN. Here is that fight card. In your main event, a WBA regular welterweight championship between Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero. Then a welterweight bout between Devin Haney and Jose Ramirez. Then Teofimo Lopez is taking on Arnold Barboza for the WBO and Ring Magazine Super Lightweight Championship. And a debut for a highly touted prospect, Rito Tsutsumi, is taking on LaVale Whittington in a featherweight bout, 6 rounds there. And the battle of the badges between New York's finest and New York's bravest, James Gennari versus Joel Allen. That is a 3-round light heavyweight bout. But folks, now it is time to get our media workout underway, so let's send it into the ring with David Diamante.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure to welcome everybody here tonight to the Manhattan Center for the official workout for Fatal Fury. A huge night of World Championship professional boxing taking place this Friday, May 2nd, from the crossroads of the world, Times Square, New York City. It's all being brought to you courtesy of the Bible of Boxing Ring Magazine. SNK Corporation, the publisher of the famous video fighting game Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions. Eddie Hearn of Matchroom Boxing, and Box Raw. We're sponsored on the night by the Public Investment Fund. Visit Saudi, STC, SRMG, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia, the national airline of Saudi Arabia, Jeddah Season, Milaf Cola, Visit Qatar, Core Group, Desert, NHC, Jocko, Sky, Arab National Bank, First Data, Sella, and SMC. Ladies and gentlemen, this historic night with 3 main events is available worldwide. Buy the pay-per-view now at DAZN.com. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the official workout for this incredible night, and we begin with a special light heavyweight attraction. It is the Battle of the Badges. The FDNY versus the NYPD, the bravest versus the finest. And we begin tonight with our first fighter making his way to the ring. He represents the NYPD. He's a proud member of New York's finest. Please welcome Joel Allen. Allen.
So what do you think, Barack? Ron had a lot to say about the firemen and the NYPD.
I know, but I was just saying it, and you interrupted me. So if you be quiet, I can continue what I'm saying. The boy got some style. I'm saying he might. Wait a second, I think he could take you.
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
Hold on now.
We might have to have, for the next one, it might be broadcaster versus a police officer. We'll see.
Representing New York's finest. Gentlemen, you'll have to educate me a little more about, what it means to the people of New York to have this first fight on the card. New York's finest, New York's bravest. That has to be a coming-of-age moment on a historic card like this.
You know what? We've been through so much together, and when crisis hits, you really see the city come together. Yeah. So in certain moments like 9/11, those guys shine, especially them and the FDNY. So we got to support them because they support us.
I mean, just so tough. I mean, look, this city is a tough city. We all know it. These guys have to deal with the good people, but the bad ones.
And it looks like they're going to have some bad blood of their own. How big is this rivalry between the NYPD and the New York Fire Department? Is this as big as it's made out to be?
This is many, many years. I don't know who started this, but I remember I was young coming around boxing, and they were always fighting. Some not so good, some good. Whoever made it to the finals were pretty good.
It just seemed like the NYPD are better athletes. I don't know why.
Stop it.
And listen, and that's kind of hard to believe when you think about what firemen have to do. Okay.
You want to know why, though? Firemen are sitting on their behinds or alive
for 48 hours. Yes, you're right.
Right.
They're not even walking a beat. I don't know. That right hand could use a little twist on it, a little turn on it. Okay.
Oh, but that's the one you're rooting for. I'm with the FDNY, but I like his style, though. I like his style. But listen, this is the thing. Wait. You're in front of an audience. He never really probably had to do this in front of a crowd this size. You got fans up there in the balcony. Right. To be able to perform like this and all those people watching you, that says a lot.
And imagine, this is our media workout. Imagine on fight night in the middle of Times Square, your debut essentially in front of your city, how much it's going to mean, but also it will be about who can calm those nerves.
Yeah, I wonder how many people is he allowed to invite to watch him, because there's going to be a lot of NYPD police officers that would love to be there.
You might have to get a seat in one of the skyscrapers nearby. You might have to book a room for the night.
Ticket.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to hear the truth? One time I was fighting in a karate tournament, and Jacob Javits Center, I was nervous. The crowd was big, but it was certain people in there that I knew was there watching me, and I got nervous. So this right here says a lot that he's able to perform like this. But fight night, you got to be nervous. It's Times Square.
Not to mention, you have another guy on the other side of you trying to rip your head off, so it's not just pad work.
Well, listen, they don't call you guys the boxing aficionados for no reason. What are you seeing in the ring right now from Joel?
Me personally, I think he's dropping his right hand a little too much. When he throws a right, throws an uppercut, he drops it. It's not covering that chin. So if the fireman has a good left hook, he might have a long night.
Also, his feet work is bad. His footwork is bad. He's putting his feet in the right spots, but he's walking. Right. He's walking. He's not stepping. He's not on his toes. He's not moving properly. He's walking, putting his heel down first. That means you're stuck in the cement. You're stuck in the quicksand. And if you fight and your opponent is faster, you're going to get hit.
Oh, there goes one of the mitts.
Uh-oh.
Watch out. We got some power.
He can crack.
We got some power.
That just means his trainer didn't hold on to the mitts.
No, the mitt's too big. The mitt's too big.
It's got to be such an incredible feeling for Joel. I mean, again, you're representing your family, you're representing your department, you're representing the entire city. But again, when you have a moment like this, how do you calm everything down? How does he just try to take it all in? I don't know if he's ever experienced anything like this in his life.
No, he can't calm it down. He will be nervous and he won't be calm. But I think more so it's just bigger for the city that actually a police officer is going to be on that stage. Even a fireman, even though there's a rivalry there, I think both guys are happy to be on this stage.
Of course.
What works for me is usually just telling myself, I do this every day. You know what I'm saying? I've done this before. It doesn't matter if the people are here. It's something that I do every day. So get in there, get in that ring in front of Times Square and just do it.
I'll tell you what, he's put in a full workout here.
Yeah.
He's going for it.
He's breaking a sweat. Yeah. Most of these fighters coming up a little later, I doubt they're going to be out there that long.
Right. Let's monitor his breathing. Let's monitor his breathing and see if he's really in shape.
I was going to ask you.
Right now, he's looking okay. He's looking okay right now.
Listen, I have a very limited experience in my own right, but I know after about 30 seconds of throwing punches, you'd be gasping for air if you're not ready for it.
Absolutely. One time I was in the gym, we were at a fight, I believe somewhere in Kansas, and Big Baby Miller was headlining, and I saw his opponent in the gym shadow boxing.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
The tongue came out, he gave the...
I saw him shadow boxing, and after like 30 seconds, he was tired. So if he could do this, he's in a little bit of shape.
Shape for about one round.
Yeah, right. We're going 3 rounds here, so again, I think an apropos time frame for two guys that are making their debuts here.
But you know, boxing, look, if you have power, you might not need to go 3 or 4 rounds.
Yeah, but FDNY is used to carrying people up and down stairs. You can't get the job unless you're in shape. Talk to him. You can't get the job unless you're in shape.
That doesn't mean you got a jaw, though. Maybe his chin is a little suspect.
No, but you was talking about power, bro. Power. Wow.
No. True. But
you got to back your man.
We'll see if my man Allen has
Joel Allen,
a good beard on him.
It's looking a little scruffy right now, the beard.
Look a little scruffy. Some spots, a little spotty there.
Listen, I can't say nothing. I ain't been able to grow a beard in 12 years, man. I ain't got nothing. He's sitting down on some punches right now.
I like his combos. I like how he started with the hook, with the uppercut, and came across with the left hook.
Look, he's a novice. He can work on some things.
He's kind of slick, though, for what he knows. And again, it only takes one at 175 pounds here. It's a little bit of a higher weight class, not heavyweight, so we'll see.
I mean, a cop like that, he don't have to pull his gun.
I'm still riding
he might lace you up.
I'm still riding with NYPD here, fellas. Even though he can work on some things, he looks good in there.
Well, on a real note, when we do have 2 debutantes, usually these things tend to go the distance. Is that what you see?
Absolutely. I just think that not being able to sit down on your punches the right way, it limits you from landing power shots, and I think these guys are going to probably be gassy early. The stage, I mean, Times Square, bro, they're going to be tired early, but I think they're going to put on a show to set things off for the fans.
It all starts off with skills. No matter who's fighting, it's always like who has the more skills is going to shine first, and then eventually it's who's in shape. Who's more in shape, who got the more heart. That's it.
I'll tell you something. If someone does get a knockdown in this fight or potentially a knockout, the place is going to go insane. What a way to start the card if that has...
Well, you're going to see fire trucks coming down, sirens everywhere.
Representing the NYPD
I don't want to see that.
No, you want to see
a good fight,
a
but I don't wanna see
representation
anyone
of the
get hurt,
city,
really.
right? That's what you want to see, a representation of the city.
Somebody get dropped?
Nah. I want us to appreciate the NYPD and the FDNY
What if they
together.
both drop each other?
Maybe that's not bad.
All right, let's go ahead now and send it back down to David Diamante with our next fighter.
And now making his way to the ring, the other half of this light heavyweight attraction. He's representing New York's bravest, the FDNY. Please welcome James Gennari.
James Gianardi, and I'll tell you, he looks like a fighter, Brock.
I mean, from the nose up, yes. I do see. But I'm saying, he took some shots.
That's what I'm saying.
Look at that boy's movement. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Stepping on your toes.
Wait a minute.
Stepping on your toes.
What are you saying?
Look, see what I'm saying?
I'm not liking things right now.
That boy looking sharp. He's looking sharp.
I might have to flip.
Too late. I already got FDNY.
He is fast with his hands. And, you know, we talk about the NYPD and all of their contributions. Barack, talk to us. Why are you back in the New York Fire Department here? And their meaning to the city here.
They're all first responders, so respect to them all, correct? But through my life in New York, the real first responders, the guys who always show up, if it's a crime, I don't care what it is, fire department. My son had a seizure last year, fire department, the first was before EMT. If there's a gunshot, they're there. I'm not lying. They're there before the police. That's why I think it's the most bravest job in the world.
You know, we talk about fighters and how this road is such a hard road to travel, and not many people, maybe the heart, the mindset, the will to do it. These two professions are one and the same in that same mental, physical grind, the ability to be brave when others aren't. And even if you're scared, you can't show it to anybody else. These men and women in the first responders of New York, I think people are going to understand this week and hopefully in their daily life the sacrifices they make as well.
Trust me, there's some fighters, professional stars that won't do what some of these first responders would do. This city has so many buildings. There's been so many fires throughout my life. And talk about walking into a burning building to save children, women, animals. These guys do that on a daily basis. You talk about heart, these guys got the biggest hearts in the world.
Two underappreciated professions, especially fire department.
Listen, man, James is looking sharp. I'm not seeing the heavy breathing that we saw a little bit of in the last one. But again, he's just shadow boxing right now. Let's see if he gets the gloves on and start hitting the mitts what we got.
What I'm not seeing is more punch selection, though.
A lot of the repetitive combinations.
He loves that hook.
Okay.
He loves it. I do want to see some more jab and head movement. I don't want to see staying in the same spot doing the same move.
What if he went to the Ryan Garcia School of Boxing and fell in love with the hook? What if he's got it like that? You never know.
Well, if he has that Ryan Garcia speed and power, then he'll be in good shape.
Okay.
This is what I wanted to see.
Okay.
That's right. That's right. There we go.
I like it.
Wait, are they wearing headgears for this fight? Or is it a professional debut?
You know what? I'll have to get back to you because I think we're still a little bit in limbo over what the rules said and parameters will be there.
When I used to see them fight, they would always wear headgear. But that was a different time.
Yeah.
Even amateurs are not wearing headgear nowadays. So maybe no headgear. Who knows?
I like it. Not a lot of wasted effort to get to the punches, to get to where you can deliver the punches as well.
I think his footwork is better than the police officers. But we'll see. Sometimes
you know what I don't hear right now, Barack, is any confidence in my man Ox's voice. I don't hear none of that. Yesterday, he was talking crazy.
Thank you for noticing.
And listen, I don't know. My guy might have the X factor. We don't know. We got to see when he starts landing some shots, how things play out here.
And the thing is, too, is like you got to be able to perform under the lights.
True. And I think I like his trainer's mustache. I don't know. Seems like he knows what he's doing.
You need to grow one of those.
You talk about performing. This is the first time they're seeing any lights.
Yeah,
and as of the first time they're seeing it, I have to admit, I like James Gennari's demeanor, his posture in there, his comfort level. A lot of it seems relaxed, focused, but none of this is too big for him.
And I like how he's keeping his right hand up. That's what I didn't see in the guy I'm rooting for. You know what I mean? So he's going to be able to protect himself in the level.
Joel Allen, he was throwing some heavy punches in there. This is a lot of, touching the mitts. There's not a lot of, effort behind these punches.
Right.
Joel Allen was throwing some heaters in there, so maybe that's the game plan, is to get in there and slug out.
That's true. He was laying some bombs. But I like Gennari. I think that if you look at his face, it looks like he totally blocked everybody out. Yeah. And he's focused on what he's doing. I mean, that's a talent in itself.
He definitely has a fighter's look, I'll tell you that, for sure. Not sweating as much as his opponent.
It looked like he got a workout before he got in for a workout.
See, and that's the thing, though. Like, when you're at this level, you take this seriously. How many times we've seen the pros at the high level, they come out here, jump a couple of rope, and don't do nothing for us. Because they don't want to show. Sometimes you don't want to show. You don't have to do what you worked on. Just do a little workout.
Right.
Just do a little workout. These guys right here, they're doing a real workout. They're sweaty from this.
This is what our fans for this card came to
see. There's people in the balcony. They want to see
I've never understood when fighters come in and jump rope for a little bit and wave to the crowd and that's it. I get it, you don't want to show much, but we've seen you for 30 fights.
Yeah, but those guys are hungry, trying to make weight, trying to get back to the hotel.
I understand.
They want to exert too much energy. I'm not saying that they should.
So's the fighter.
Right, this is their first time on this stage, man.
And guess what? He has to go to work later. So stop.
No, I think he got the weekend off. I think he got the week off.
He got the week off.
A couple of B-days.
Vacation days. Clocking in later tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a nice round of applause out here for James Gennari, a member of New York's bravest, the FDNY. In a light heavyweight attraction to begin the evening, Fatal Fury in Times Square.
Was he on fire or what?
He was on fire.
Yeah. If I had to place a bet or something, if I have to make a decision right now, I'm on the fence now on that fight.
Too late, buddy.
Let's go ahead and send it back to David Diamante with our next fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official workout continues with a special 6-round featherweight attraction. Now making his way to the ring from Chicago, Illinois. Please welcome Laval Whittington.
LaVale Whittington, upset-minded, coming into the ring. You're looking at me crazy, Barack. Talk to me. What do you see?
Because I'm just surprised. First of all, he came in too confident for me. I mean, Susumi, obviously he's the prospect. He's the guy that people probably expect to win. But this boy came in here real confident, and he's looking decent.
Good. I don't love the workout fit, but he does look comfortable.
What's wrong with the workout fit?
I don't know. It's a big stage here. I'm not sure. It looks like something he just grabbed from the hand.
He's a Knicks homer. We get it. He's got the Bulls jersey on. We understand. You ain't trying to root for that.
Exactly.
Listen, Mike still put y'all down a couple different times. All right, I'm sorry. I had to let you know.
Too many times.
But that's
what?
evil. And you in New York. That's a real evil statement right there.
Escort me out. I watched and called one of LaVale's fights in Caguas, Puerto Rico. And to your point, Barack, he came into that fight as the B-side and made it a tough night for the prospect they had down there in Puerto Rico. So this kid is brought in. His record's not great, but he's going to put up a fight.
Circumstances are so important.
Yeah.
You got some fighters who got a horrible record. You know why? Because of their circumstances. Because they had kids. They had to work. They didn't find a good trainer, whatever. But they got the tools. This kid got something. You can see right now he has something.
For sure.
So
definitely
this is
skill level.
Unless Susumi comes in with super power and speed, this might be a tough fight.
And we do know Susumi, like we said, is the prospect here. He is 59-2. He has a junior world championship to his name. And you just never know in your debut how you're going to come out. What do you expect from him?
It's just different. Like to your point, you never know, especially the stage that he's going to be on Friday. He's in another country, New York City, the middle of Times Square, and he's fighting a game opponent. So we're not sure if he has the goods yet. As far as the amateur background, of course, that seems good. In a professional prize fight, it's a different story.
I'm expecting him to want to put on a show. I don't know what that's going to look like, though.
Now, you talked about the workout fit. I just now noticed, I don't know if those are black forces, but black low tops he's rocking in the ring there. I always worry.
No, those are Nike Romeros, they call it. I got a pair of those.
I should have known. I had two
I'm okay with
those are not forces, though. Those are not forces.
Listen,
he can still mean business without forces.
Yeah, they're all black.
True.
They're all black.
True. They're all black with the short socks. I want to ask you, though, when you get into a ring, like usually I've been told, again, I've had one fight, 1-0, no big deal. I would wear my boxing shoes. No, I wouldn't be wearing the sneakers. You might roll an ankle in there, man.
Well, you're not going too hard. I mean, this is just a little showcase for the media, for some of the fans that are here in the building today, showing you guys, hey, I'm coming here to win on Friday.
Remember I said circumstances? He might not have boxing shoes.
And that's a great point. And I wanted to get to saying yes, because I saw him in Puerto Rico. What's a young man from Chicago doing out in Puerto Rico for a fight? Now he's in New York. This kid is saying yes to big opportunities. He wants something out of this, and it's a win in front of so many people and to upset this massive prospect we have on this card.
Kids like that got to stay ready, so you never got to get ready. And we're going to find out if he's that guy that stays ready on Friday night.
That's right.
I mean, he's giving us a nice little show, too. Just like our first responders, he's giving us a nice
good
show.
workout.
And obviously, you can tell he's a guy that's been in there, some experience, good footwork.
I was going to
nice
ask you, what do you see?
Yeah, I see a guy that has been in there, obviously more experience on the professional rankings up than his opponent. So maybe that'll play a part in the fight.
Shadow boxing with the gloves on, kind of the reverse of what you normally see. We shadow box, then we hit mitts. He hits mitts, then shadow boxes. But just giving the people in here and the Manhattan Center a show, and it's got to be great for him. Saying yes will put you in places in life that you never thought you would go, regardless of his record. Look where he's at. Look at the stage he's on. How great it must be for that young man.
100%. First of all, I always say that you should shadow box with gloves on. Either that or some 1-pound weights. You got to get used to punching with some kind of weight on your hands at all times. You should never really do it without anything, but it is what it is. But this is the thing. He's on a great stage. This is a wonderful thing. And you know what? Yeah, you could come here as an opponent, but imagine if he was to win.
Trust me.
Imagine. That has to be life-changing on a stage like this. Has to be.
No question about it. Believe you me, that kid has a lot of people in Chicago going to be tuned in on Friday watching this fight. For sure.
Absolutely. And again, the eyes of the world will be on this card. We have so many great fights. To be able to lead them off, not only as our Battle of the Badges will, but LaVale and Tsutsumi, you're going to start to see it build, a fervor, an energy from the New York people. And I felt it all week already.
Respect to the Ring magazine for even doing this. You had 3 headliners who can actually headline all by themselves.
Separate cards.
And to do the first responders and to do these young up-and-coming guys, I love it.
LaVale Whittington. His opponent now making his way to the ring Saturday night. He'll be making his much anticipated professional debut. In 2021, he captured gold at the World Youth Championships. He's now a ring ambassador. Please welcome the Southpaw sensation from Narashino Chiba, Japan, Reito Tsutsumi. Tsutsumi.
Rito Tsutsumi, 59-2 as an amateur, making his pro debut. Barak, what are we looking for out of this young prospect?
Look, I think that's obviously we all know it's a big stage, right? Times Square. Even though he's won a lot of amateur fights, it's a different story as a professional. No headgear, small gloves. I expect him to want to shine, to want to put on a show.
I'm not going to pay attention to his style. Obviously, he can fight. What I want to know is how does he handle the pressure? We're going to see that Friday night.
And it's a 6-round debut. So it's not like we're getting the 4 rounds, which is, customary. So I have a feeling that we're going to get a show out of both fighters. Again, LaVale Whittington comes to fight. So this will be a test for the young prospect. And folks, joining us now is the chairman of Matchroom Boxing, Eddie Hearn in the building. How are you, Eddie?
I'm good. I'm excited. I mean, just back off a historic event at Tottenham Hotspur
I don't know how
Stadium.
you're awake, my man. This is crazy.
I'm running on adrenaline.
Yeah.
And of course, this Saturday, Friday, of course, Times Square. Saturday, Canelo in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
It's non-stop. Boxing's on fire right now. What a time to be alive.
It really is. And I was in London for the atmosphere that was Chris Eubank Jr. versus your guy, Conor Benn. Can you just speak to the people about that event? Ring Magazine, DAZN, you guys absolutely killed it, and I just want your thoughts.
Yeah, it was, to be honest, still digesting it because
Really,
it was
yeah.
that wild. You know, like, it was one of the few times that my fighter had lost and I wasn't down in the dumps, I wasn't depressed, because what I saw was just probably the best fight I've seen live. On an occasion like that, sometimes you get all the hype, big stadium fights, and you know they go in a little bit cagey for 6 rounds. These guys just went to war from the first bell. All heart, legacy, family pride. You know, Eubank Senior turning up on the night in the ring, Nigel Benn, Eubank, and the fight lived up to every single ounce of expectation. So very proud, and I feel like that kind of lifts the whole of boxing. Like whether you had a fight on the card or you were involved with it, anytime there's a night like that, it gives boxing a shot in the arm. And Conor Benn will be here in town tomorrow, and I'm sure he'll be stirring things up. Ryan Garcia's here, he wants to fight.
Right.
He wants all the smoke.
That's what I was going to ask you next, Eddie. I mean, after that type of fight, right, how does he get up to get himself together, get on a long flight, come back to New York? Because he had to be sore and maybe down and out. But there's nothing to be ashamed about. Like we said it all week, that was one of the best fights I've ever watched. I mean, were you surprised when he agreed to come?
I mean, he's living on the adrenaline as well, you know, and he was back in the gym on Monday. A lot of fighters do that. That week after the fight, they'll actually go back to the gym, and then they kind of crash, like the back end of that week. It just all gets too much for him. But he's a guy who's got a lot of energy, and, you know, what an opportunity to come to this event at Times Square. I mean, this is crazy. You know, when His Excellency said, oh, we want to close down Times Square, you know, I'm looking at the card thinking, you do know that you could sell out MSG, Barclays Centre, or anywhere you want.
Yes.
You leave a lot of money. No, I want something that is iconic, that the whole world is going to tune in to watch. Because you just don't shut down Times Square for a fight.
No.
But you will do on Friday night.
All right, speaking about iconic, you started something that is becoming an event now, especially in London, the 5K run that you do. It's like a precursor to the event. Are you going to do it here?
Oh,
and where are you going to do it?
But now you've said it, we
Let
may well
the
do
people
it.
know so they can run with you.
Listen,
Let
that's
the city
5K.
know.
I mean, I don't want to, you know I'm not one to go. I did do 10K over Central Park this morning, do you know what I mean? But 5's enough, do you know what I mean? But yeah, we might do it. We did it. We shut down Oxford Street for the Ben Eubank fight.
That looked incredible.
We had like 600 or 700 people running through London. It was amazing. So
Did you look at that and say, wait a minute, this was probably just me and Frank and a couple of other guys?
Do you know what? The weird thing is, Fight Day 5K started in Cardiff, where I just put a tweet out at like 9 o'clock the night before saying, we're going for a 5K run tomorrow, meet at 10 o'clock in the city centre at this memorial. And like about 40 or 50 people turned up, and then we just built it from there. It's good, listen, it's good for the community, it's great to get out, and maybe we'll think about it Central Park this Saturday.
Speaking of the Conor Benn, well, Chris Eubank Jr., did you know that his father was going to turn up? Was that under wraps?
So, I know Eubank Senior well. I mean, I've known, my dad promoted him from when I was 11 years old, all the way up to when I was about 17 or 18. So, this is a guy for the big stage, right? This is the ultimate showman. And I always kind of thought, I just can't see him missing out on a grand entrance. But there was a lot said, and that wasn't games, you know, that was for real leading up. And just in the last 24 hours of the fight, I heard that His Excellency was making a play to get Senior there. And I've not yet known His Excellency fail to do something like that, do you know what I mean? So, but I expected him to do it on the ring walk, not just rock up. And I'm actually quite glad that he didn't, because there was 5 or 10 minutes after when he rocked up where I think everyone was like even Conor's Ben team was like, whoa, okay.
It was a shock, man,
so
in the arena.
It enabled him to kind of overcome that. But I think if it was just in the ring, it would have been different.
Can you give us a little bit of Chris Senior right now? Just a little bit, please.
He would have said, like, when he was talking to His Excellency, he probably would have said something like, Turkey al-Sheikh, you need me there because I am a warrior. And I am the man that started the legacy of the Eubank-Ben rivalry. Something like that.
That's incredible, man. That is absolutely incredible. Well, listen, Eddie, you're coming off an historic card. We have an historic card this Friday. What fight is catching your eye?
I mean, I like a lot of them. Firstly, let's give a shout out to Ryan Garcia, right? I mean, you know, he committed the crime, he paid his time, but I was worried about him in the lead up to the Devin Haney fight. He wasn't with us in our planet, our world. And what he's done to get himself back on track is quite remarkable. I honestly felt like after that ban and how he was behaving, I wasn't sure we'd see him in the ring again. And to see him back looking healthy, fresh-faced, the guy's an asset to the sport of boxing. And when he's on, he's on.
Did he surprise you with the first time around the performance before, you know, everything came out as far as the positive drug test? Did he surprise you with his performance against Devin Haney?
Because everyone was second-guessing Ryan Garcia. Right. The first press conference I turned up, I said to people, he's not right. And it got worse and worse and worse. And fight week was just so bizarre. Right. And for him to bring himself back to where he needs to be should really be commended. Like I said, he's an asset to the sport. He's got razor fast hands. I think up at 147 as well, he'll be really strong and punching even harder. I expect him to stop Rolly Romero inside 6 rounds, maybe even earlier. I think when he lands, you've seen Romero, you know, he does tend to get hurt in those fights. I'm really looking forward to Haney Ramirez. Yeah. You know, I don't think Ramirez is necessarily the guy to exploit the potential damage of what the Ryan Garcia fight might have done. And by that I mean the physical damage, but also the emotional and the mental damage in that fight. Devin's a good, young, honest individual. He would have trained hard, but you'll never know till he gets back in there. Ramirez has got to be aggressive in that fight. I just don't think that up at that weight he's the guy to exploit those potential weaknesses. And I really like Teo against Barboza. You know, Barboza's coming off a good win against Cattrall. Teo's a bit hot and cold. You know, in those big fights, he kind of really gets himself up for it. Also, don't underestimate the weirdness and wildness of this occasion. Do you know what I mean? Like, this, crazy. This kind of takes you back to behind the closed door stuff during COVID and the pandemic. And a lot of fighters struggled in that environment. You know, it was like, you walk out and you're like, you imagine walking out on Friday night to all the digital billboards at Times Square, and you're like, what on earth is going on here?
You see faces in all
your face everywhere. It's like some kind of hallucinogenic experience. I mean, it might take Ryan back, you know, a little bit. And you know, it's in a situation where it's like you gotta be switched on, and some fighters get up for the occasion, and some fighters might struggle a little bit with that. Teo's one of those guys. Do you know what I mean? If Teo all of a sudden is just not quite switched on, like he could be in a massive arena. But saying that, he did beat Lomachenko behind closed doors. So,
Eddie, real quick, I have to ask you, we had Oscar up here yesterday. Yeah. His energy was off the charts for this card. Obviously, he's got 3 fighters on it. And, you know, he showed off a little bit of his shape. He's in some good shape. We know this. And yesterday he was with us and showed it off right here in front of the camera, live on our
I kind of asked
feed.
him if he was still in fight shape.
Yeah, we were asking him kind of how he was feeling about the fights, and take a look. What do you think?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, but look, you know, Oscar's my pal now, but I'm not sure that's too genuine.
Well,
come on, how much they cost?
So you're not doing that? You're not
no, I'm definitely not lifting. I don't look anything like that. Are you serious?
Why don't you go see the same doctor?
I need to give me his number, and I'll go. You know, I just like it's like all these people at the moment. You know, you got all these Mount Jara and there's Empic things coming out. For 30 years, I've been training just to stay fat. Do you know what I mean? And now you can put a little jab in your leg. Next thing you know, you've dropped 40 pounds. I mean, what's going on?
What I don't like is I used to be the anomaly, and then you got guys like this now. You got everybody coming up, catching up.
Don't make me show it up. Don't make me give it a little, you know.
Oh, dear.
I just cramped. My arm just cramped.
The way you were, you know, kind of describing Ryan Garcia, and then you said 147. Were you selling a fight against your guy, Boots Ennis, down the line with Ryan Garcia?
Obviously, I've got a couple of 47s, and Conor Benn's now, you know, he's calling out Ryan Garcia. I think that Ryan Garcia against Boots is a tremendous fight. Boots wants to win those belts. That's the priority. His Excellency's made it clear. He wants Teofimo Lopez against Boots at 147. That's another great fight. But, you know, Boots right now, his name is right up there amongst the biggest stars in the sport.
He's the mandatory #1 contender, ranked number 3 in the world by the Ring Magazine, fighting out of the city of Angels, Los Angeles, California. Please welcome Arnold Barboza Jr.
Big fight field, gentlemen. Arnold Barboza Jr. kicking off our big 3, as I like to call it. for the WBO and Ring Magazine Super Lightweight Championship, and he's got all the energy out.
He's feeling the moment.
Yeah, no, I said it yesterday. Like, he's happy. He's not upset about what happened leading up during the press tour when they first kicked this things off. He's happy to be here. He's indulging in the moment.
Also, don't forget, coming off that fight with Cattrall in Manchester, we had about 8,000 there that night, all obviously very pro Jack Cattrall. He came out to booze, he got the win. His confidence will be sky high right now. And, you know, his temperament was good that night, and I think that will put him in good stead.
He's winning close fights, but close fights against really good guys.
I mean,
Ramirez,
look, you know,
Cattrall.
I feel like he lost the Sean McComb fight. I think most people do, but came back with a great win over Ramirez and the Cattrall win. You have to say Cattrall's a kind of top 3 guy at 140. You know, and he did it on Cattrall's home soil.
Cattrall was robbed of being undisputed.
Absolutely.
The comfortability of being in that position as a B-side, or however you want to look at it, in someone's hometown, this is no different for him.
Good point.
He's had experience, and he's had experience winning those fights.
But he's up against a guy who is just as comfortable, and he is in his hometown in Teofimo Lopez. He has a tall mountain to climb as well.
I like how he's feeling the moment. I like how he put all of that anger behind him and said, I'm here. I got to soak it all in. There's people cheering for him right now.
Momentum's everything, you know, and you look at that green taking away the McComb fight, you know, Ramirez, Cattrall, he'll be saying, I'm on the run right now. I'm in great form.
And he knows how to win close fights as well. If this thing becomes one of those fights where Teo is not having as much success early, his mindset's not going to switch. He's been in tough fights. I mean, Arnold's been there.
A win on Friday night will put him straight to the top on a 140-pound division. So he has everything at stake here.
See how he gets there as he turns it up towards the end, last maybe 4 or 5 rounds of the fight. And you got to have that. You got to be able to dig deep and come back. Because him and Ramirez was probably 3-3 by the 6th round. After that, he kind of took over.
And you talked about 8,000 when he fought Cattrall. This environment's going to be like nothing any of these fighters have ever seen. But do you feel that and some of these wins in opponent's territory have prepared him for this?
Yeah, but I feel like this is where the training team's very important, because that new environment that you're in, sometimes the fight and those rounds can pass you by, and even the trainer is not in the kind of emotional roller coaster of that big arena, big noise. Listen to me, listen. Like, you can hear what the trainers are telling the fighters in this crowd, in this environment. And you really need the trainer and the team to make sure he's in the moment. So not walking out and kind of letting it pass you by. 3-4 rounds in, you're 3-4 rounds down, and you've got, from the first bell, he's got to be switched on. The reality is you never really know what you're going to get against Teofimo Lopez. You know, I mean, he could come out and he could look sensational, and he could stop Barboza in 6 rounds, or he could look quite average and lose on points. Do you know what I mean? And
Eddie, what do you think about him wanting to fight Teofimo for so many years? And when I tell you he has been calling him out, does he see something that we don't see, or is he just gunning for the big dogs?
I think he wanted the shot, and Teofimo's the big name. This guy was #1 for the WBO when Teofimo had the belt for ages and ages and ages. Never really got the shot. Even when Ramirez was champion, he was mandatory, never really got the shot. And, you know, he surprised me with the last couple of fights. And again, it's all about momentum, and he comes in this fight with a lot of it.
He absolutely does. Eddie, we appreciate you, my man.
Cheers,
it's good
guys.
to see you again. There he goes, folks. The chairman of Matchroom Boxing. Always good to talk to Eddie, man. He's a bigger guy in person than you realize sometimes.
No, he's big. He's big. And he can talk. We can just take a break when he's on the mic.
I remember the first time I met him, we was in London, and I'm like, wait a minute. You're standing next to Joshua, and almost neck and neck. Like, big guy.
There might not be a better promoter on the mic right now than Eddie.
No, absolutely. He has a photographic memory. He's funny. He's witty. He just did Chris Sr. for us.
Unbelievable. I can only do country bumpkins, and Tennessee is my accents. But Barboza looked slick here, gentlemen. He looked very, very fast. He looked comfortable. He didn't look out of his element at all.
He definitely looks ready for the moment.
I want to ask you guys, you know, we talked about B-sides and who potentially could stand out. Does he have the biggest chance of a massive upset on Friday?
I mean, I think all the fighters on the card have a chance of an upset. The biggest, I don't know, because to Eddie's point, it depends on what Teofimo Lopez we see. If we see that Teofimo that fought Josh Taylor, that guy that is ready for the moment and is going to display all of his skills that he obtains, it's going to be a hard night for him. Depends on who shows up.
And he's fighting a guy with power. a lot of power, a lot of explosiveness. So it's going to be a tough fight for both of those guys, you know. So it's not going to be a walk in the park. Does he have the biggest chance? I don't know. Maybe Romero because he has power, but then he doesn't necessarily have the skills. Barboza has the skills.
Yes, but you matching skill for skill with Teofimo Lopez because he has the biggest shot to outbox the guy that's considered the better boxer in Teofimo Lopez or Romero because of his power, the bigger chance of
Depends on how you fight. And if you look at his past fights, the way he fought, it's kind of made for Teofimo style, so to speak, for him to look better. Unless he throws something different. Maybe he's going to do a lot of feints. Maybe he'll do double jabs. Or maybe he's going to make Teo come to him like Jermaine Ortiz did. I don't know.
He's showing some moves right now. I like what Eddie said about which potential Teo will show up. We're going to get the Arnold Barboza that shows up. He doesn't show up in different mindsets and different physics. No, he shows up to fight, to win, to take you into deep water, and I think that's going to be the case on Friday.
Which is why he has so many wins. He definitely is definitely that same guy every time. He hasn't broke a sweat yet.
Oh, no, he's in shape.
He could go for another hour doing that.
Oh, 100%. This is nothing.
And for a guy that, you know, we talk about the weight cuts and how he might not be feeling the greatest right now, you don't see it on his face or in his movements at all.
No, not at all.
Well, there it is. Arnold Barboza's open workout. Let's send it to David Diamante.
Arnold Barboza Jr. undefeated.
That was a workout, gentlemen.
Workout. Prize fighter.
And now making his way to the ring, please welcome his opponent. His professional record, 21 victories, only one defeat, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of the beautiful borough of Brooklyn, New York. He's the former undisputed lightweight world champion and the reigning and defending Ring Magazine and WBO junior welterweight champion of the world. Please welcome the takeover, Teofimo Lopez.
He almost missed the stairs there, gentlemen, but Teo is finding his way to the ring, and you heard the crowd go crazy, obviously the hometown guy, but when we get ready for Teo as he walks into the ring here, what are our thoughts about his fight with Arnold Barboza and how comfortable he looks right now, Ak?
Well, I mean, look, we said it. Both guys look very comfortable. I think Teofimo, obviously, when you're in your hometown, you're going to have a certain comfort level. But he has a big showdown on Friday night. You know, we got to see if he's comfortable in the ring come showdown.
So while he's doing his laps around the ring right now, we are standing with his opponent, Arnold Barboza Jr., who is having a dance of his own here beside us. How you feeling, Arnold?
Oh, man, I'm feeling good, bro. I'm juiced up.
You got to show me a little bit. I don't know if I got the hits for him.
I'm trying to, man, it's already, Tuesday, man? We got Fridays coming up, man. We ready.
Yeah, I noticed that, you know, obviously on the press tour leading up to this fight, there was some real bad blood. I mean, there's been bad blood between you guys for a while, but in terms of what happened when you guys faced off, you were very upset. This week, I noticed yesterday, you have this, I don't know, joyful type of vibe. Your energy was good, like you're comfortable, and you're not overwhelmed by the moment.
Nah, man, look, that comes to my last two fights. You know, I won the Saudi, the underdog. I won in the UK, man. It was an amazing crowd, like 15,000 fans booing me, turning me on, you know what I mean? Like, everything's built me for this, man, you know what I'm saying? Especially the last two fights, so I'm excited, man. It's the biggest fight of my career. I guess the toughest opponent of my career, man, but we're looking to show up, man, and make it look good.
Absolutely. I mean, you definitely had the two great fights. That put you up there. But it looks like you're soaking up all this energy right here. But why didn't you guys, the only guys that didn't do the face-off, why?
I don't know. We got a message saying that he wasn't going to do a face-off at the time, at the Empire State.
Saying Teo wasn't going to do it.
Yeah, he wasn't going to do it. So I had to face off with my son because, you know, I had to face off with somebody around the same size.
All the time. You gonna,
yeah. So I needed somebody, you know what I mean, you know what I mean? So I faced off with my son, and then at the grind rival, man. I mean, I was in the middle, bro. You know what I'm saying? But look, it's all right, man. It just shows, you know.
Are you excited? Because I hate that question, but you look excited, and I don't really get to see you look excited.
Oh man, it's because you know what, man. I'm finally showing my personality. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm excited.
And you know what I noticed also? You just moments ago you said I'm fighting the toughest fight of my career against the toughest opponent. So despite of the bad energy, you have made it clear that Teo is a very talented fighter. You know what you're up against.
Oh man, you know you can't. You know I give credit when credit's due. You know I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. You know, I'm not a hypocrite, bro. I'm like, oh, no, he sucks. Nah, bro, you gotta respect what he's done.
Well, how's it look like? I was going to say, we're watching him right now. Before we came on screen, I showed you that Teo was coming out, and you kind of went, nah.
Bro,
what are you seeing?
I don't really care to see it, bro, because I'm going to see him Friday. I can't wait. You know what I'm saying? Like we got unfinished business, bro, and I don't put my energy into the press conference right now because everything already happened. And now on Friday, baby, we get active.
What you think the weigh-in is going to be like on Thursday?
Oh, man, we got to see. I don't even know what it's going to be like, but I know I'm juiced up right now. I can't even wait for weigh-ins.
Are you ready to face to face with him on Thursday?
Whenever.
Now, after the fight, you know, once it's over, win, lose, or draw, are you man enough to shake his hand, dap him up, and squash whatever bad energy you guys had?
Man, you know what? I'm gonna respect Teo as a fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going in the ring with me, and I feel like any man, anybody that goes in the ring, you know, deserves that respect. You know what I'm saying? So as a fighter, he has my full respect. You know, when we go after the fight, you know what I'm saying? As far as, you know, we're gonna be best friends. You know what I'm saying? But we'll see. We'll see. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what we're looking for afterwards. You know?
No, man. Afterwards, it's all love, man. No matter what.
Right.
I want to ask you, Arnold. You're having just a blast out here, and you talked about going into people's hometowns and beating them in front of their crowds. You relish this kind of, I don't want to say villain role, but playing spoiler to a lot of people. You relish that?
Yeah, man. You know, I had a meeting with Turkey today. He was telling me I've been messing up plans, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's good, man. You know what I mean? Like I messed up, you know, a few plans already, man. And I continue to keep it going.
We'll call him. Well, I call him the disruptor. How about that? The disruptor. I like that. I like that.
That makes sense.
Have you walked around Times Square and you see exactly where the ring is going to be? All of the big lights, the big screens. Have you took a look and soaked it in?
You know what? We passed by it right now. We see them setting up, and I was like, oh, bro, that's.
It looks ready for that moment.
Oh man, yeah, man, I'm ready, man.
That was amazing. The weight cut look a little different on you. Is that so?
I mean, I don't know. I'm only a few pounds over, so that's it. We're good.
You don't show.
Is it always like this for you?
Yeah, I mean, you gotta remember, I just came out off of 2 fights, back to back. I fought in November. I had a week off, and I got the fight. I tried to push the Catterall fight like at least 2 weeks. It was my birthday. They didn't want to do it, so fought Catterall. So right after Catterall, a week later again, that Sunday, I go back in camp because.
So you one of those fighters that lose your abs and you just get chubby?
Oh no. I mean, I ain't born with abs. You know what I'm saying? Right. So like, you know, I go to my grandma's house. She have enchiladas and tacos. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, I might lose a cube or two. You know what I mean?
Arnold, what do you think about Teofimo's jumping rope skills? He always show that on social media. He has some skills on the ropes.
No, that's cute. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Oh, he said it's cute.
No, you know what I mean?
He don't care.
I don't care, bro.
You don't want to look at the guy. Who cares?
Nah, I see him on Friday, man.
He said he can't jump rope in the ring anyway. He's gonna
have to
figure something else out.
No. We're gonna do it, man. Watch. You guys are gonna be in for the best fight of the night. I promise you guys.
Really? Fight of the night.
Fight of the night. Watch. You guys see.
Without giving too much away to us, because I know you've got your game plans. You've seen the holes you want to see in Teo's game. What does fight night look like for you? You enter that ring, Times Square. They hit the bell. Round 1 begins. How does the fight go?
Oh man, it's time to eat. You know, it's time to eat, man. And we're starving. You know what I'm saying? So we're ready to go, man.
So this is what we've been saying. I know how you fight. The last time you just beat a 2-time champion.
Yeah.
You know, Ramirez. And you beat him by being first. You beat him by outworking him. Sometimes you was countering him. I'm getting a little, I'm getting a little antsy. Sometimes you was countering him, but you stayed in the pocket a lot. But then you moved as well. We've seen Teo have some questionable fights. Do you think that your normal style of just coming forward is best?
Well, we're gonna find out in the fight. My father put together a good game plan, man. You know what I mean? But we got plan A, plan B, plan C.
That's what I want to know. Do you have?
Oh yeah.
That's what I want to know.
That's the thing about being, me. I can find the inside, I can find the outside. So if something's not working, I can go back to the other one.
Anywhere you want to do it, he said. Anywhere you want to do it.
People keep saying, even that he heard just alluded to the fact that, this fight is going to play out depending on what Teofimo comes that night? Are you prepared for any Teofimo?
Man, I'm prepared for the best, man. The best Teofimo.
Okay.
I didn't see his fights that he didn't look so good. I looked at all his best fights, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm expecting the best Teofimo, and that's what I want because I don't want no excuses.
What would be that fight? What is that example of the fight where you thought he looked great and you said, I got to get ready for that guy?
Yeah, like let's say when he fought Taylor, right? Even though Taylor's lefty, but you see how dominant he looked, you know what I'm saying? And I think Taylor let him build his confidence, you know what I'm saying? Something I'm not going to let happen. So, you know, I'm going to punch him in the mouth, man, and see what happens.
What was your toughest fight so far to date?
Man, you know what? I say Cadro and Ramirez, man, they're right there. But Cadro's more like a chess match, you know? And Ramirez is more of a bull, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think people understand how hard it is to fight Ramirez, you know what I'm saying? And fight the style I fought the whole fight, you know what I'm saying?
So, speaking of that, how do you think Devin Haney does against Ramirez?
Man, I got Ramirez winning, man.
Really?
Like, yeah, I you know what I mean?
That's your brother.
Yeah, not only that, bro, but like, I mean, this question marks, right? And Devin Haney can answer, man. He's not proving everybody wrong, so we'll see.
We'll talk about the main event then. How do you see Ryan Garcia and Rolly Romero going down?
Man, I like both of them, man. I like Rolly, I like Ryan, man. But I think Ryan's gonna come out and show up, man. You know, I think he's coming hungry, man. He's coming starving. You know what I'm saying?
That's a potential fight you want down the line, Ryan Garcia.
Man, anybody, bro. Like,
anybody on this card?
Anybody on this card or anybody, bro. Anybody. Any day and in the letter Y, bro. I don't care.
I know you're fighting Teo, but are you sizing up everybody else too?
I mean, as an athlete and as a competitor, you got to. You know what I mean? Like
hard not to, right? It's hard not to.
Hey, you be there, you be like. Oh, you're fighting at 47 now, huh? Oh, you look good, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Oh, damn. This guy's like a rock.
Be careful. That's what Canelo does. He'll be like, yeah. Just a check. Just a check.
Yeah. Or you get a hug, you be like patting the ribs. You see you like creases a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, listen, Arnold, we appreciate your time, and we're not going to take any more of it. Congratulations on this massive event, and good luck to you on Friday night, brother. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you. All right, man. See you guys. Appreciate it.
There he goes, folks. Arnold Barboza Jr., and we are tuning back in to Teofimo Lopez. Sorry, we had somebody fall down there. Teofimo Lopez, open workout. He is feeling the music.
He's vibing.
He is smooth. He is suave, and he's relaxed.
Listen, he is a good dancer. He showed it on social media. He even was doing some salsa dances. He's feeling this. I don't know, man. He's giving me those vibes of that Teofimo that fought Lomachenko and that Teofimo that fought Josh Taylor.
You know, we were speaking to Hitchens recently on our show, and Hitchens was saying, you know, Teo just makes it look good. He does. He's very athletic. No, everything he does is pretty. He dances, he flips, he does all of these things in the ring that you got to be super athletic to do. And that's what Teo does all the time. Very energetic.
Very Teofimo-like.
Yeah.
Apparently, Teofimo has taken his time in there in this open workout, guys. We had a lot of time periods for these open workouts, but Teo is, like I said, he's in his city.
No,
and he's going to make sure he soaks all this in.
Not even just Teo. Like, this is the first time that fighters on the bill, the top guys, were this long at a media workout, working out for this long. Normally, they're in and out.
I think that's the Ring magazine. I think, no, I'm so serious. I think that they created a structure, and they want you to stick to it. And fighters, when you make a fighter happy, he does these things, right?
Somebody laid the law down. Listen, get in that ring.
Look happy.
I'm happy right now. We're
We're all happy.
But you make a great point. It's not you have to, it's I want to.
Yes.
Right? And that's how everybody is approached grand arrivals, open workouts this fight week, media obligations. I haven't seen any of the fighters look like they're doing stuff because they have to. This looks like just an energy, not just to us, not just to the fans, to the fighters about this moment and this event.
Right, that's all it is. And then you're talking about Teo, kind of this new recent Teo. He's a show. He's a showman. He wants to give a show. So even now, if he sees a crowd, he wants to show.
Oh, absolutely.
He wants to show off, and that's what he's doing.
So what do you make of the headband, the bandana there with the Kung Fu? I call it the Kung Fu sign. You call it something else.
Oh, I like it. I like yin and yang. I can't see the front, but I'm just guessing that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
What it is just showing that he's focused. He's focused and he's balanced. That's what he's trying to say. And he's, because it was always in question his mindset, and he's going to let you know that his mindset is right and is ready now.
And he sometimes comes in here to fool people with the whole shenanigans and all of the make boxing great again. He's trying to lull you to sleep. I'm the clown. Of course I'm the clown. Me and my dad, yeah, we're the clowns of boxing. But he does that to put so much pressure on himself to then double down and go out and have a performance that he needs for Arnold Barboza. I think that's one of the more impressive things about Teo. That he does all that talking.
Yeah, you got to respect.
That he is kind of, you know, a personality, and then he goes out and does what he does.
And you got to respect that, because who handles pressures well? Great fighters.
Yeah, especially in the big moments.
And ladies and gentlemen, we are standing now with the Ring Magazine's own Mike Coppinger. Mike, how you doing today, man?
Doing great, Wade. We have a great workout here in Manhattan Center. And I was excited to see Rachel Tsutsumi. That guy looks awesome, huh?
He looks slick in there. And again, he is making his pro debut. A lot of eyes on him. There's a lot of eyes on everybody on this card. Mike, you interviewed all the fighters yesterday on stage. What was the feeling from all the fighters? Who stuck out to you?
I think for me, it's Devin Haney. You know, he has the most question marks. Everyone is trying to say that he's not the same fighter now after that fight against Ryan Garcia, that he's not mentally there. And I thought he looked good. I thought he looked confident. And we all know what's coming next, right? It's going to be the rematch. So Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, spotlights on them.
Maybe.
Who do you think? Yes.
I thought what was coming next was you getting slapped across the face. By saying, you got slapped across the face, Barboza.
Hey.
I thought Arnold was going to go crazy.
No puff questions here.
So who do you think has the tougher task? Like, who's a guy that can pull off the bigger upset between Rolly and Ramirez?
I mean, I think it's got to be Rolly. You know, Rolly has the punch. He's a massive puncher. I think he's actually going to be one of those rare fighters that has a bigger punch at 147 at a higher weight. Wow. He's been weight training. You see him, he's a big guy. He's not a 35-pounder, and he's not a 40.
Yeah, but Ryan looks so much bigger than him at this weight. Ryan looks like he's filling up to the weight he should be in.
Ryan's a big guy, too. I think Ryan, we're going to see Ryan at 160 one day. Yeah. And I think Jose Ramirez is better than what he showed against Barboza in November. So he has the pressure style. I think it's going to be a great fight.
Okay, well, first I want to say congratulations. Work with the ring. You know, you're interviewing the fighters yesterday. We were talking that the ring is bringing great structure to the fighters, and they're loving it. How about you?
Say again?
The ring is bringing great structure to the fighters, and they love it. How about you? You love what the ring is doing?
I love what the ring is doing. You know, I mean, we're having real promotion now. It's not just, hey, here's a fighter against another fighter. We know who's going to win when there's no promotion. And we're going to be in the middle of Times Square. It's going to be incredible. I've seen the mock-ups. I think people are going to be blown away at what we're going to deliver.
You got to tell us, man.
I can't.
Dad, what does it look like?
What does it look like? I like surprises, don't you?
No, we were just talking about the fact that these fighters are the top guys on the bill, and they're actually really working out. Normally, you see in media workouts, the guys in there for 5 minutes and they run out. They're breaking a sweat here and putting on a show for the people.
You're absolutely right. Yeah. So often we go to these workouts and the guys are like half-heartedly hitting the pads. Right. I think everybody knows what's at stake here. The big opportunities coming, whether it's with the ring. You know, we have another show July 12th in New York. Right. That's with Edgar Berlanga, Hamza Shiraz, Shakur Stevenson, William Zepeda. So everyone knows that there's more opportunities to come. And I think the most important thing is that these fighters are not going to be punished if they lose. Right.
All right, Mike, we appreciate you joining us. We are actually about to have Teo on stage, so we'll let you go, get your work done. Now we'll send it back to David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official workout continues with our second main event of the evening as we go 12 rounds in the welterweight division. Now making his way to the ring, his professional record, 29 victories, 2 defeats, with 18 wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Avenal, California. Here is the former junior welterweight champion of the world, Jose Ramirez.
Jose Ramirez making his way to the ring. A massive opportunity for him with all eyes, it feels like, elsewhere. Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia. The man that's about to join us, Teofimo Lopez. Jose Ramirez has a chance to steal the show, gentlemen.
I mean, of course. I mean, but he's fighting one of the most skilled fighters in all of boxing. I can't stress this enough, Wade, because he's proven that. He's proven that against the best fighters in the world, like Lomachenko, right? And moving up the weight and doing it again against Prograis. So, I mean, I don't think people should put too much emphasis in the Ryan fight. Yes, you can think about it. Yes, you can question would it be the same, but don't forget the skill level he possesses.
I mean, he cemented himself as a warrior, as a champion, two-time champion already. Look at the training he has. This guy has it all. The only question I have right now is looking at this is he got a sweatshirt on. He just want to show his nice fit? He just want to show his team gear? Or is he still trying to drop a couple of pounds? More than usual.
Potentially part of the equation there, but like you talked about, the Ryan Garcia fight has gotten so much hype for what Devin Haney potentially will be. We're going to see on Friday night, and I don't know if the folks can hear at home, but the crowd is going crazy because the man just joined us on stage. Teofimo Lopez, how you doing, brother?
Doing great, man. It's great to be here. How you all doing?
We are great. Look at you, worked up a sweat. The guns is popping. You're here in your home city. The people are here for you. This has got to be an amazing moment for you, man.
It's a blessing. It's a dream come true for all of us and for myself as well. We're here to take not just part, but take over as always. It is the takeover, and we're ready to do our thing and showcase our skills.
Now, you look happy. I mean, I asked Barboza, did he walk over to Times Square where they're putting a ring together and seeing the big billboards and so on and so forth? Have you took a look at that and envision what's going to happen on Friday?
Absolutely, absolutely. Come on now. I mean, we've known each other for quite some years. I got to say, man, just enjoying, embracing every moment. Today is the only day that I got, and I'm gonna take advantage of it for sure until Friday night.
Talk to me about the ring, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh, and working with this promotion. How has it been? What's the experience like?
Yeah, you know, see, this is what I love about it, though. It's the best place to do it. It's here in New York City. No one got filters over here. We out here just doing our thing. And yeah, to His Excellency, to Turki Al-Sheikh, to Ring Magazine, to Sela, to the Zone, to everybody that's playing a part. I mean, come on now. This is what it's all about. We're making boxing great again. And what better way than showcasing it with the young talent that we have on Friday night?
You said something to me yesterday. It was very humble. You said, you know what? This is their show. This is Ryan and Rolly's show. But I think in your mind, you just want to steal the show with your performance, correct?
he keeps saying it's a takeover.
It is a takeover. However, you know, my thing is I'm just going to come here and do my part. Got to do what I got to do. Start it up for everybody, amp it up, and God willing, you know, they do their part, and they try to do what they can on their end.
And you headline afterwards.
To be honest, it's just another day. Another day to have fun, another day to see where I'm at in my boxing career, and if I still got it.
So something changed, though. Something changed because you was unhappy not too long ago. Now every day, you're happy.
Smile on your face.
The ring.
It's the check that's coming after Friday, but outside of that, though.
It's not your check. It's not your pay.
I know.
I ain't pocket watching.
I ain't getting a little piece of that. Oh.
But you're feeling yourself, man, and I can see it. You're just so loose. But on fight night, I know you're going to be locked in, ready to go. How does this fight look? Round one, the bell rings, you step in. Across the ring is Arnold Barboza.
Well, it's Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. We saw Chris Eubank and Conor Ben this past Saturday. They went at it. They did their thing, and that was a war. So you never know. Anything can happen in Fatal Fury. And I'm glad to be a part of it.
You know, everybody keeps talking, at least some pundits keep saying, this fight is going to play out with Teo winning big if he's the Teo that we know he can be. But it depends on what Teofimo Lopez shows up. But what is that when people say there's two different versions of you?
Well, they haven't seen the third one yet. You guys are going to see it. Get your pay-per-view live on the Zone Friday, May 2nd, Times Square takeover, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves. This is what we do.
Trio.
Teo the Trio. Let's go, and this is where it starts. I'm so grateful. Thank you for all you fine men. You guys are killing it. Keep on going. These guys are educated at what they do with boxing. They've been on my tail, but now we're going to show them my fur. Pause.
I wasn't there. That wasn't me.
Tail to the fur, to the lion, you know.
Listen, Teo, when you envision winning, is it you looking over Barboza with a big knockout stoppage? How do you see winning that fight?
You know, I said it to Sean Porter in the Porter Wake podcast. I told it to him. I told it to you guys. I don't know. That's the trio right there. We don't know.
He don't know. We're going to find out on Friday. Tio, thank you for stopping by with us, man. We appreciate you. Good luck.
Thank you, fellas. Appreciate you all. Peace and love to everybody. Keep on doing what you're doing. And one thing I'll tell you, my own advice, don't you ever fucking quit. Don't you quit. I know I can't curse, but don't you ever fucking quit in anything that you do. I promise you, you're going to make it one day. I'm still trying to make it one day.
There you go. We apologize for the language. Not the message, though. We love that message from Tio. But let's send it back to David Diamante with our next fighter workout.
And now making his entrance to the ring, he is undefeated in his campaign as a professional with a record of 31 victories, no defeats, 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of and representing the Bay Area, here is the former WBC Junior Welterweight World Champion, the former undisputed lightweight world champion, ranked pound for pound number 9 and ranked number 1 in the world at junior welterweight by Ring Magazine, the Dream, Devin Haney.
There he is, Devin the Dream Haney. And obviously, you can hear this crowd at home, and if you can't, let's just say they're energized, but not for a hero, for a villain in the eyes of New Yorkers. He's here, folks.
He's loving it, too. He's soaking it up in a different way. You know why? Because I think preparation takes away all fear, takes away all nervousness. He's prepared. He's probably prepared the most out of all of the fighters because he had something to look back on, reflect on, and get back in the gym and work this whole year.
You know what's interesting to me, Wade, is that he's been on some big stages, right? But I don't think any of these fighters have actually been on this type of stage. I think it's new and uncharted territory for any of them.
It absolutely is, but to your point, Barack, he looks like he has been locked in, ready to go. He's sitting down on some punches here, and he looks fantastic to start this workout. But let's go ahead and welcome his opponent, Jose Ramirez, standing with us. How you doing, Jose?
I'm doing just fine. Happy to be here.
You look locked into a different level. That workout showed it. There's been no games played with you in this entire build-up. It's been about respect. You're here to earn yours on Friday night.
That's right. You know, this is for me, this is a gentleman's sport, so, you know, I respect the sport in general. You know, my position to the fans, to the media, to the promoters, to the team, the promotion. You know, it takes a lot, you know, to get something like this happen. So I'm honored to be a part of it.
Jose, the narrative all week has been Devin has questions to answer, right? We want to know how he's going to come back from the Ryan Garcia loss. Like, what Devin Haney are you prepared for?
The best Devin Haney. That's the guy who I want to be. You know, that's the guy that I want to challenge. Is the best Devin Haney. You know.
Do you think he'll be affected still from the Ryan fight?
I'm expecting the best Devin Haney. That's what I got ready for. You know, that's why I pushed myself the way I did during this training camp. You know, that's why I was motivated. You know, this is a very historical event. You know, so I want to go out there and showcase my skills to my best potential.
Right. I was saying yesterday and today, I said, listen, Ramirez don't trash talk. You don't trash talk. But yesterday, face to face, you and Devin, you were saying something. What were y'all saying to each other?
Yeah. So, no, it's funny. I mean, his family or team, you know, they were saying I was looking a little big. So I showed him my six-pack. Yeah. And then I get in front of Devin, he goes, wait, you don't look as big no more. You know, from the first conference we did about seven weeks ago. Right. I'm like, and all I told him was like, it's all hard work, you know.
Right. We was wondering that too. He's wearing the sweatshirt. He's still trying to burn, but you already showed the abs yesterday.
No.
I was gonna say, if you want to, the camera's right there. You can show them off if you want.
Yeah, they're way into Friday, but you know, I took my soda right now when I hit the mid, so. You know, right now I feel good, man. I haven't started my weight cut. That happens the last 24 hours. Okay. You know, and those 4 pounds for me is crucial. You know, I think if I had those 4 pounds, I would have started right now. You know, I would have started probably the day before. But right now, I just locked in, and I fought in November. Right. You know, so I only took a month off of December, and it was only to focus on my family.
There was nothing to celebrate, you know. So I wasn't out there slacking off. I was focused on my business, you know. And then I got back in January and started doing strength and conditioning. So my weight stayed low.
So you think we'll see a new Ramirez with that weight?
Oh, you know, I hope so, man.
Okay.
I hope so. I mean, you know, I worked hard, and let's put on the show.
Well, listen, Jose, we appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
Good luck to you on fight night.
Thank you.
We'll see you on Friday, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
The crowd is alive, gentlemen. And Devin is playing into it. I think he might have thrown some signs there to the crowd there that weren't very friendly, and they responded in kind.
I mean, listen.
We'll ask him when he gets up here.
Yeah, he's used to that. I mean, he's dealt with that a lot in his career.
But I like him embracing it.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's
As a
okay
guy
with
that's
being a villain.
Yeah, absolutely. As a guy that's normally very quiet, composed. If they're going to make you a villain, you might as well embrace it. But our next fighter is ready, so let's send it down to one half of our main event and David Diamante.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is in association with Warriors Boxing. As our third and final main event of the evening, we go 12 rounds in the welterweight division. Now making his way to the ring, his professional record, 16 victories, 2 defeats, with 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, please welcome the former junior welterweight champion of the world, Rolando "Rolly" Romero.
Rolly Romero makes his way to the ring, but joining us now is Devin the Dream Haney. Devin, you just got your workout in. The fans were loud for you. Maybe not in a friendly way, but they were loud. How are you feeling right now?
Oh man, I'm so happy. I'm so excited to be back here in front of the bright lights. I can't wait for Friday.
Yeah, no, you embrace this kind of villain role.
Look at that smile on his face. He's embracing it.
You look happy in there working out.
Yeah, no, I'm just having fun at the end of the day. Whether they're cheering or they're booing me, it's all noise. It sounds like all noise to me.
The thing about the boos is that they're not booing you because you're fighting Ramirez. No. They're booing you because of the connection between you and Ryan. Because he's a Ryan fan.
Of course.
And you realize that, so that's why you're so good. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
Right now,
I'm going to see your guys soon.
Right now, Ramirez is on my menu. Once I finish my breakfast, like I told you, then we're going to get on to our lunch. But we starting with Ramirez.
You think people are putting too much emphasis in whatever you went through with Ryan Garcia, forgetting you're the same guy that beat Loma, you're the same guy that went up and beat Prograde the way you did, and forgetting about your skill level.
Talking about undisputed.
Yeah, I mean, this boxing, you got to prove yourself time in and time out, just like any other sport. It is what it is. LeBron still goes out every night and still proves himself, and I got to do the same.
So what do you think about Ramirez? You thinking he's looking like he's on weight, or he's looking too big? Because he said that before, you and his family were saying, well, you looking big, man.
Nah, he looks sharp. I watched his a little bit of his workout just now. He looks sharp.
Okay.
Friday night is gonna be a good night for me and my team, and I look to go in there and handicap him.
I know you're saying that he's for breakfast, he's on your menu, so you're not looking ahead. But when you look at the promotion, when you look at the promo videos,
but let's look ahead.
No, but let's look ahead.
Promo video is like,
when you watch the video, I see a lot of videos of you and Ryan, and not him and Rolly.
Yeah.
So everybody else is looking ahead.
Yeah, well, we all know what the fans want to see, what people want to see. It's unfinished business there, but I got to finish this breakfast right in front of me first. Finish this business right in front of me first, and then we get to that.
So, in your opinion, what do you think this fight is going to look like between you and Ramirez? Maybe like you and Regis Prograde? Do you think?
We got to see. Styles make fights. Like I said, he does a lot of good things. He does a lot of bad things. So it's just my job to go in there and handicap him of the good things that he does and exploit the bad things.
What are those good things?
Say it again?
What are those good things he does?
Look at
you can say the good things. You don't have to say the bad things.
Go look at his highlights.
Oh, man.
All right, listen, this fight
I ain't fighting.
This fight is at a catch rate, obviously, a little heavier than you normally fighting. Is that why you're so happy? You can eat a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean,
not struggling to make weight?
If you guys remember, you interviewed me for the Ryan fight. I was a much total different fighter person then versus now. You see, I got a lot more energy. I was a lot more disciplined coming into this camp. Even though I'm always disciplined, I had to, you know, correct some things that I was doing wrong. Because I'm still young in the sport of boxing. Even though I accomplished a lot so much so early, I'm still young, so I'm still learning on the job. And I had to correct some things. And so I came into the training camp in shape, disciplined, and so it's making for my weight to be good and not to be depleted at this time. We're depleted at all.
Real quick, Devin, what's the beef between you and Rolly? He's working out right now, and he was talking what was he talking about? Saying he wanted Ryan to knock you out and do it 4 or 5 times and all that. What's that about?
I care about Ramirez, and that's it. Rolly, he got business with Ryan, and that is what it is. Right now, my main focus is Ramirez.
All right, listen, I asked all the guys that came up here on the stage. You've been on big stages, but this is kind of a different, unique type of stage.
Sure,
Have you walked the Times Square, saw where the fights are going to be, where the ring is going to be, and kind of envision that moment?
No, I haven't done that. But at the end of the day, wherever a ring is, it's my home. One of my coaches taught me that as a young kid. I've been fighting all over the world since I was a young kid. So it don't matter. Wherever that ring is, I'm gonna go in there and make it my home and do my job.
You've been showing so much humility, saying, I've been working on the mistakes that I made. A lot of fighters don't say that.
Yeah.
But I've been saying that if you think about it, I think you're the most locked in, and you've had like a year's camp.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're definitely right. But I can't have been in denial of the things that I was doing wrong. At the end of the day, you know, Ryan did some things. He did take PEDs and stuff like that. But I didn't go in there and I didn't fight a perfect fight like I normally do. Right. So at the end of the day, things happen. So I had to go back to the drawing board, correct those things, and you guys will see much better.
I was surprised you fought that way. Even though you was winning 2nd round, 3rd round, 4th round. I was surprised when normally you just outbox somebody and then maybe. I was like, what? Was it because you really wanted to hurt him? Because of the build-up?
It's not for me to speak on right now. Right now, I'm so locked in on Ramirez and focusing on that fight and my game plan and being the best Devin Haney I could possibly be. That whatever happened in that fight, it happened. But now it's time for me to move forward and focus on this fight and the future.
Well, listen, you're locked in, and we respect that. I want to know, when the fight starts, the bell rings, you're standing across from Ramirez, how does it go? Without giving up game plan, how does the fight go for you?
This is a mismatch. It's a great fight on paper, but it's a mismatch. Ramirez has a tailor-made style for me, and I know that he's going to come forward. I know that he's going to put the pressure, and he comes in stupid, then I will put him down.
You know what? I'm talking about the fighters today. You guys are really working out. Normally in media workouts, you guys are there for 2-3 minutes. Talk about the whole experience dealing with Turki Al-Sheikh, His Excellency, the ring, the whole promotion. How's it compared to other things?
Nah, this is huge. This is the biggest stage of boxing. This is the Super Bowl of boxing. So everybody's bringing their A game. Everybody's trying to outdo each other. And on fight night, it won't be any different. Everybody's trying to put on the best performance and put on the best fight. So this is great for boxing. I love what Turki Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season is doing for boxing, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Outside of your fight, the 2 other guys, right? They're supposed to win. Do you think that they're favorites will win, or do you see any possibilities of an upset as far as the Teofimo fight and the Ryan fight?
No. I think that the Rolly and Ryan fight it's a fire fight because it's 2 punchers. I see Ryan being victorious. I see Ryan, obviously I think he's gonna stop him, and I think Teo's gonna beat the shit out of Barboza. I think his style is tailor-made for him.
Devin, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Congrats on being a part of this event. Congrats on all your success, and good luck on Friday night, my man.
Thank you, guys.
Sound like
well, folks, that was Devin Haney. He's locked into a different degree, man. He didn't want to talk about Rolly, Ryan, anything else. All he is focused on is his fight with Jose Ramirez. And you talked about it, Barack, the amount of training, the amount of dedication, the amount of humility on just everything he's accepted that happened in his last fight, to be able to put himself in this position again. He looked like a man with a mission.
And I loved what he said. He said, I can't be blind. I can't be delusional. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is what it is.
Ryan failed the drug test, but I made mistakes. I didn't have to fight the way I
That's
fought.
so key, though, isn't it? It's so key.
It's amazing. It's amazing when a fighter can realize that.
To go, oh, you know what?
Exactly.
He's missed weight.
Right,
But
and
to
then
be able to accept some of that.
I mean, that's what makes you a better fighter. You have to go back to the drawing board and really dissect it and watch it, so you don't make the same mistake.
But see, you gotta go right, but you gotta go back to the drawing board with the right mindset. With the right mindset, and he did.
There he is, folks. One half of your main event, Rolly Romero. He's looking up into the crowd. He's taking in this moment. Rolly, how you doing, man?
Look at this guy. Too comfortable.
I'm great. I'm happy right now.
This guy's too comfortable. Chilling.
Just another normal day for me.
Your best friend was just up here. Devin was up here with us just a second ago.
He said you guys are going out later. You and him.
I'm not his father no more.
Oh,
I found out he didn't get those genes from me.
Well, how you feeling, man? You're like I said, main event here, Times Square on Friday. What's this moment mean to you?
I mean, it's a legendary moment. I mean, it's something that's never been done before, an outdoor event in Times Square. And, you know, I'm happy to be headlining this. This is going to be a legendary moment for, not even for me, for all of boxing.
I think it's a mistake that everybody is talking about Devin Haney fighting Ryan Garcia in October and kind of not focus on what's ahead of him on Friday.
I don't give a fuck what the hell they talk about. They all talk about whatever they want. But they can fight after. I don't give a fuck.
I know you keep saying that.
I truly don't. It has nothing to do with me. Whatever they want to go have done or whatever has nothing to do with me.
But the reality is, if you do win this, it's not going to be the same type of fight, and it probably won't happen.
Nah, I still think it's going to happen.
You know, we spoke to Ryan one time, and he said he doesn't care about things like belts and International Hall of Fame.
I mean,
do you care about the International Hall of Fame?
Bruh, how many times have I turned down? You guys don't know. I turned down money for belts. I don't box for money. I ain't like these other fighters that want money to box.
You turned down money for belts? That's what you said?
Yeah, I fought for belts. I fight for belts. I don't fight for money.
Yeah.
Money does not define me, nor do
I respect that. I mean, you started late, started 17, already got a scrap, already headlined 2 pay-per-views. It says a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's crazy. Like, statistically speaking, I started boxing 17. I shouldn't be here.
Right.
I just shouldn't be here.
Right.
But God bless me,
Amen.
and I'm gonna stay being blessed, and I stay close to the Lord.
Amen. And listen, we're here now, and this fight week, and even just the build-up itself, you and Ryan going back and forth, I think everybody online has found that enjoyable, the comedic element of it. But when you lock in, there's moments, and I've seen it here, I've seen it on video. There's moments where you lock in and you're telling him, hey, listen, this is not the Rolly even when we sparred, and we've all talked about the spar at this point, but you're a different guy now, and I don't know if he realizes that.
I'm tired of watching that bullshit.
I know
Ryan's
you are.
tired of watching that bullshit.
I think we all are at this point.
I mean, bro, they're always gonna talk about that, but you know, like I said, we're both 2 evolved new fighters, you know, and people wanted to say all that stuff. It don't matter. Whatever. Oh, he did.
What? He says you leaked it.
No. I'm gonna tell you guys real quick, right? He posted a fucking clip of him landing a fucking jab or a hook on me or some shit. So I was like, the motherfucker, I posted the whole fucking video. I was like, motherfucker, you ain't gonna do this.
Apologize for that.
Wait. PG-13. Anyways, no, I want to say it like this, right? So he posted the videos or whatever. I posted the whole thing, right? So there is no misconception. And he said I did it for clout. I didn't do it for clout. He had like 10K, my bad, about 10K followers at the time.
So you would have never posted it if he didn't post. You say he posted that first clip of him jabbing.
Yep.
And maybe we would have never been here today, so it worked out for everybody. It worked out for everybody.
Nah. It was destined to happen. This was destined to happen.
That way.
And I called this shit. I called it. I said that this fight was gonna happen. At 147 pounds, it's gonna be one of the biggest fights.
Why are you looking at yourself?
He's cutting the promo.
Why are you looking at yourself and not looking at us?
He's cutting the promo to the people.
No. But I told everybody this is gonna be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. And look at this, man. We're Times Square. And this, like I said, this has never been done before, and this is going to be one of the biggest events in boxing history.
Oh, no, years ago, you used to go in on Ryan Garcia on social media and be super disrespectful. Have you grown to like the guy, Ryan, like outside of the ring? You like him as a person?
2021. June 2021. That's when I let it all go.
You serious?
What happened?
When you
why
accept
did you let it all go
the
then?
God?
No, this has nothing to do with God.
What happened? So what happened that day?
Ryan knows and I know.
So you let all the bad blood go.
Yeah, there ain't no bad blood.
Fair enough.
We're going to have to find out. Wait, remember that.
We'll chat
June
about it.
20th,
We'll
remember
do
that.
some research. But, Rolly, the research has been done for this fight. So I want you to tell me and the people, since you've been cutting great promos all night, when you get in there, you're standing across from Ryan Garcia, the bell rings, what happens?
All right, you guys gonna have to tune in and find out. Y'all got to buy that on pay-per-view to find out.
We'll buy it on pay-per-view. Rolly, we appreciate you coming by, man. Thank you so much. Good luck this Friday night. We'll see you then.
I appreciate you guys.
All right, folks. Well, it looks like we are ready for Ryan Garcia. Let's send it down to David Diamante with our fighter introduction.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, making his way to the ring, his professional record, 24 victories, only 1 defeat, with 20 big wins coming by way of knockout. He fights out of Los Angeles, California, USA. Here is the skilled, the popular, the dangerous young fighting phenom, King Ryan Garcia.
Well, gentlemen, we talked about everybody showing up, ready to go, rocking and rolling for their open workouts. Ryan showed up in the leather jacket. He's taking it off now, but there is one half of your main event, Ryan Garcia. The people are losing their minds, ready to go for this open workout. And there he goes. He loses the shirt. He's going to get intense here, guys.
It's our first time seeing him and Derek James together in a little while, too. You know, we thought maybe it would be Reynoso training him. It was up in the air. He got back with Derek James. I love that pair. I like the way Reynoso as well, too. But
tell me why, though. Why Derek James? Why is that partnership working so well, Barack?
Because I think that's somebody who cares about his well-being, who's going to talk to him about, hey, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. Probably every trainer would, but I like the way Derek approaches things. He's always even kill, you know, so I like that.
And from an X's and O standpoint, we've seen Ryan develop. Not the Ryan role, not that. We don't want to see that anymore. Derek James don't want to see that anymore. But we've seen him develop as a fighter. Even in the last fight, you started to see some things with his feet. His right hand coming along, things he needs to and wants to work on. And I think he's taking this time as we welcome back Mike Hoppinger. I think he's taking this time, Mike, to really work on himself physically, mentally, and as a boxer.
Absolutely, Wade. I was with Ryan Garcia at his camp in La Jolla, California, and he seemed like the old Ryan to me. Calm, he's making jokes. I watched him train. We were talking politics while he was doing it. And I think he's in great spirits right now. And I think he's going to show the best form he has. And I think we have to remember, when he fought Gervonta Davis, he was weight trained to a crazy degree.
I mean, this is probably the best version of Ryan Garcia that we're going to see because of his size. He's such a big guy. He looks comfortable. He doesn't look like he's suffering to make weight. And we all know he has speed and power. We might see, as years to come, a better Ryan Garcia.
Especially at this weight class. You know, the problem was making weight. If you at this weight class now, you shouldn't have no problems. But me, I was saying earlier, I like the pair with him and Derek James. I like how he'll make you a student in the game because of the way he teaches.
Yeah, Derek's a great trainer. He did great work, I think, with Spence and Charlo, even though Spence didn't want to pay him what Derek thinks he deserves. And
breaking news?
No, his lawsuit's already filed. It's public record, you know. But Ryan Garcia, again, he said at 147. This is a guy that fought Gervonta Davis at 136. He looked sick in there.
With the hydration clause.
And the rehydration clause.
Yeah, with the hydration clause, it definitely, I mean, the cheeks were just gone. It was rough. Now, when we go into this fight, there's still some questions, obviously, because of the PED usage and whether he meant to or not, it was in his body.
Absolutely.
How does he look differently in this fight, in your opinion, Mike?
I think Ryan Garcia is going to be uncorking the left hook. I think he's going to be really fast in there and sharp. Again, I saw him in training, and he had the year off. Maybe he's rusty the first few rounds, but he knows what's at stake, right? They already have a signed contract for that Devin Haney rematch. He needs to look good to build it. I think it's one of the biggest fights in all of boxing.
Absolutely, and we talk about the moment. These people are going crazy right now. I can't imagine what Friday's going to be. It's been a while. It's been a while. Does he come back with the same looseness. I mean, he was in the locker room playing Beethoven or something in his last fight. Does he come back with that same relaxed feeling, or is he going to feel this moment, you think?
Ryan's been a star before the ring, right? Before he was on these big fights with Javante and Devin Haney, because he had eyeballs on him from a very young age because of social media. I think he's comfortable in these moments. Obviously, a little different in Times Square, right? Nevertheless, it's a ring, and he's used to a lot of people watching him.
Yeah, but here's the deal now. No matter what Ryan's gone through, no matter the drinking, no matter the smoking, no matter anything he's done outside the ring, literally every night he shows up the same. Yeah. He has that left hook blazing. He's always the same. He doesn't look different. So I think we're going to see the same Ryan. That's a scary Ryan. Now, if you lock in more, how much better can he be?
Well, he's talked about, left hook. He has said in this fight, he thinks he might end it with a right hand. He thinks the right hand is the thing that everybody is sleeping on because of the left hook, because everyone knows it's coming. Still can't stop it.
He does have right hand knockouts too, but that left hand is just special.
It's incredible to have a punch, a movement, and all the setups that go with it, and everybody knows you have it, and yet you still land it over and over and over at the highest level. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I think what's so good about the left hand is he doesn't really have to generate much leverage to throw it. He throws it from his hip.
I've asked everybody. I had a little low-level fight a couple months ago. I wanted to learn how to throw it. I went to Joe Goose and I said, hey, teach me. He goes, I can't. We didn't teach him that. He had that when he came here. So that's all Ryan. He developed it himself, and it's incredible. It's one of one.
I think, to Ryan's point, he said he's going to end the fight in the right hand, and maybe it's because people are only looking for the left hook. They're ready for the left hook, so a little fake left hook, that right hand is going to go right down the pipe.
That was one of his predictions. You know how he do it. He makes these predictions, and they kind of come true. So it's a little bit crazy, but a well-rounded fighter, as you grow up in the level, you got to be more well-rounded. You got to be better.
Correct. Right now, we're having a little back and forth between Ryan and Devin Haney. And Team Haney, it might be Bill over there as well. There's some back and forth going on. Garcia's father getting in on the action as well. I mean, we all know that is one of the biggest points of this entire card is the big if factor. He's arguing back and forth with Bill Haney. We know they want to set that fight up. And it's because, of course, what happened before, what will happen again. The energy in the crowd wants that. What do you guys think? I mean, is there any chance we're in any danger here of not getting that fight?
No.
There you go.
That was easy. That was easy, huh?
I say yes. Rolly Romero is a dangerous puncher, and it's not just Ryan Garcia, in my opinion, that's going to be aided by the 147. Rolly Romero is a big guy, too.
Good point.
And he's not a guy that really fits in at 140. I think he's going to have a bigger punch as well. I saw him in training camp. I don't think I would count him out. Don't forget, he was winning rounds against Gervonta Davis.
Absolutely.
Winning rounds, but he averaged 2-point-something landed punches a round. So that's not really winning rounds, But I think Rolly was big at 135. I don't think he's going to be big at 147.
Not compared to Ryan Garcia.
No, not compared to Ryan Garcia.
He can still punch him. You're right, Mike. Don't get me wrong.
By the way, guys, look at this.
It's funny, when I was in training camp, I asked Ryan, I said, is it personal between you and Devin? He goes, no. From me and Bill, yes.
And I've heard that so many times from fighters, from people in the media, from people that know this feud. It's more Bill versus everyone than Ryan versus Devin. It's Ryan versus Bill. It's Bill versus Ryan's dad. It's Bill versus some of the broadcasters here at DAZN. It's everybody, it seems like, but maybe that's the mentality the Haneys need. Us against the world, because it feels like that already. Go ahead and take advantage of it, Ak.
There are a lot of fighters that don't have that energy. Like when you think about Danny Garcia, it was his father that really put that energy out there and talked a lot of smack, but it helped promote fights. And same thing with Bill Haney. He's the guy that's going to do the mouth talking, and Devin backs up in the ring.
Sean Porter, Robert Guerrero. Okay, I get it. It seems like the world don't like Bill Haney. But understand one thing. I'm not saying anything he's saying is right. He's a dad, bro.
Absolutely.
He's a dad. And if the dad is looking at his son fight somebody who failed the drug test, no matter the reason, you're going to be upset.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
I would too. So I'll say some crazy things. You hurt my son. That's all.
And that's why we've talked about how it is crazy that Devin has become the villain in this entire back and forth. But
he's done nothing wrong.
And he's such a nice guy, too. It's funny.
He's done nothing wrong. But if Ryan is, what he said is true, that he unknowingly had anything or took anything, them taking that win away also is going to frustrate him and have him upset and want him to attack.
Let's not forget, it wasn't just that. He was 3.2 pounds overweight.
Absolutely.
That's a big advantage.
But he paid the fee for that.
Yeah, but he still had the advantage in the ring. Let's not.
No,
but that's
no,
a
no,
good question, though.
no, but you're right about that.
No,
but I mean, Devin didn't have to take the fight.
That's true.
He didn't have to take the fight.
And Devin could have made him take a rehydration the next day. That would have been fair play, and they didn't. And Bill messed that up.
But maybe, you know, if they both win on Friday, maybe we get the showdown in October, and they both could be happy with the negotiations.
It's already done. It's already done.
Well, Mike, there's so much more left to get to. We'll let you get to it. Once again, from the Ring Magazine, Mike Coppinger, we appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you.
Slap you across the face.
And again, you see the intensity right now. This room has gone quiet, and the cameras are all focused on Ryan as he cracks the pads, but also you can't tell me that Bill Haney's not watching with a close watched eye to see exactly what's changed from Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, I mean, nothing has changed. I mean, Ryan Garcia is that type of fighter that he's always going to be himself in that ring. I like Derek coming back in there. I think that's a perfect match for Ryan Garcia. I mean, he has so many great things to say about Derek.
Bill getting some footage. While he's doing that, let's welcome in Douglas Fisher from the Ring Magazine. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine. How you doing, Wade?
I'm doing well.
Styling in his box roll.
Come on now.
I like it. I like it.
Represent
Thank you.
Box roll.
Yep, this is going to be on sale. Fight night.
Okay.
And you guys know they're doing. They're going to be doing Ring Magazine gear.
Yeah, no, I seen that sweat. I seen Ali have a sweatsuit on yesterday with the ring stuff. Nice
Douglas,
stuff.
me and you got to talk. I'm going to need some of that.
Absolutely, yeah.
Wait, not just you. All of us.
I'm going to talk for the boys.
I don't want any.
But soon.
No.
You can wear it. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I want to know, how does it feel? Because probably a couple of years ago, you was thinking about, I might have to get another job probably.
Sure.
You know, even though the Ring Magazine, I grew up on it.
Right.
You know, so it's nostalgic for me.
Right.
But somebody came, Turkey Alashek came and transformed everything. How does it feel?
We got to say, once we went out of print, it's like, what's the identity?
Right.
You know, we went digital only, and we did the best we could. But it's just not the same.
I didn't like it.
No, see, here's the thing.
I don't like that.
I subscribe to lots of magazines. I like to read. I love books. And I get a lot of like complimentary digital subscriptions to the magazines that I read. I never read them.
Right.
I might as well go to a website.
Right.
You know, I might as well just look at social media if I'm going to read something digitally. I want to touch it. I want to feel it. I want to collect it. I'm a collector.
Let me tell you how much the ring meant to me and Barack. You know, I've done a lot of things in my career in boxing, but being featured in the ring and you okaying that was one of the highlights of my career. That's what that means.
See, you say that.
Right.
You can show your children that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's something very special about hard copy.
Douglas,
because
real
it's
quick,
rare, because you don't see it anymore.
I don't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but we're
please
going to
do.
get with Ryan just quickly. I want to know your thoughts on the main event and the spectacle that is this card on Friday night.
Yeah, I think the story is the fact that it's an unprecedented live boxing event in Times Square. I think that's the main story. As a journalist, I mean, I love all these fighters. I love that they're young American fighters that we're seeing. You know, there's the Japanese kid, you know, but the established names, they're like the new generation. And these are guys that we had high hopes for when they were all fighting at lightweight a few years ago. And now they've finally matured. They've come into their own. They've all got experience. And I think they've come into their own, and they're ready to shine. But I think what's really special is that it's in Times Square, and that people who don't know anything about boxing, don't even think about boxing, who are going to be on the scene, are going to walk by, and they're going to see these in these giant screens, these giant jumbotrons, and they're going to be like, is this live? Is this happening? Live boxing? And they're going to get transfixed. So that's the genius of it, is growing boxing outside of the industry and outside of just the hardcore fans, and even going beyond casual fans. Casual fans just might check the commercial and be like, oh, wow, this is something special.
It is special. It absolutely is, and we appreciate you guys. Obviously, the Ring Magazine. Douglas, we're going to let you go because we got one half of our main event coming through. Thank you once again, Douglas. We'll see you soon, brother.
Thank you, Wade.
Ryan Garcia in the building.
Hey, what's up, man?
Great. Good to see you, bro. Ryan Garcia, ladies and gentlemen, let me hear it.
We're here.
One half of your main event is here. You had a great workout in there. Fight week is among us. How you feeling, big man?
Feeling good, man. You know, just doing this last bit of weight cut.
other than that, feeling great.
You came a few minutes late. Was that on purpose to show the world I am the star of this event? I'm going to get here when I get here?
Nah, I really was generally late. It is one of my problems I got in my life, but it's all good.
Working on it?
Yeah, we're working on it.
All right, listen. I don't know if you heard, but the crowd was booing Devin Haney.
Oh, because we were chirping.
Hardcore. Yeah, what was going on over there?
You know, he likes to talk a lot, his dad.
What did he say?
Just, you know, talking shit. Just talking shit, but as you see, you know, his son never talks shit, which is crazy, you know. Your dad
and it seemed like it just fired you up more.
That's what got his son fucked up the first time. So it is what it is. He wants to do that again, we can run it.
Right, so how does it
That
feel
shit
that
gets me crazy?
you're headlining here, fighting your opponent, but everybody really, they don't want to see Romero. They're really booing Devin because of the problem between you two guys. How does it feel that really people are waiting for the next fight?
I mean, just like, you know, in NBA, you know who you're going to play next, potentially. So it's just like that.
We just had Rolly on, and I asked him, listen, at one point you were very disrespectful towards Ryan back in the day on social, but it seems like you kind of like the guy now. And he said to us, he shot a date. He said, June of 2021, that's when it all changed, and I threw it all away. I said, what are you talking about? And he said, and I asked him, well, what does that mean?
A girlfriend that's obsessed with you, I have no idea.
So what is it? Oh, you don't know what he means?
I don't know what the hell that means.
Sometimes Rolly just be playing mind games.
He said he knows it, and I know it. I said, well, I asked Ryan.
The thing Rolly is good at is making you pay attention to what he says. He'll say some crazy shit.
And he's been doing that in the build-up all week this week. How are you handling some of the mind games that Rolly's playing?
This is what you got to be used to it. You know, you got to be used to what Rolly does. This is what Rolly does. So to me, I'm enjoying every moment of it. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great.
But you were surprised. Even you were surprised when he said, "I know you better than you know yourself." When you was like, "What?"
I wasn't surprised. I'm just laughing. I'm just like, this dude is funny as fuck. I'm enjoying it.
Wow. You asked the guy, you sound like you're in love with me. Are you in love with me? Like,
it's crazy, yeah.
For all of the build-up and all the kind of the jokes we've gone through, there are moments where this gets serious, and it's going to get serious on fight night. But you've told him straight up, I want to retire you.
Yeah.
I don't want you to walk back in another ring. That's the mindset you're on. Talk to us about that.
Well, I mean, you know, it happens a lot in my career. I retired Luke Campbell, retired Javier Fortuna pretty much. I'm about to retire his ass and be done with these dudes, you know. Whenever I get a feeling I'm going to retire somebody, I just know it. Like, I know once I knock him out, he's done.
Nice to see you back.
I mean, how's he going to get another opportunity after I beat him?
Derrick James, you guys teamed up once again. You had nice things to say about him when we had a chat on Ring Champs. Like, how has it been when you guys reunited? First time in the gym. Was it like you never left?
Oh, yeah, for sure. And, you see Derrick, with his style of game, it's like all technique. He's not worried about flash, not worried about anything, and I think that's the perfect person for me. Because I got the speed, I got the power when I want to turn it on. And I think, for our combination, I think it's like yin and yang. It's the perfect combination of what I need. And, it worked perfect, right? When we started again, it's like I never left.
Okay, well, today's Tuesday. I'm not going to ask you what you're going to do, but I'm saying, do you know what your ring walk is going to consist of by now?
Oh, we're cooking right now. Me, Turkey, everybody, the whole team, we're cooking.
Okay.
It ain't going to be normal. I'll tell you that. It ain't going to be normal.
You going to have a lion, maybe? A lion?
We don't know.
Give me something?
No, I ain't going to give you nothing.
I'm thinking maybe a parachute or bungee jumping or zip line.
You want to make it alive.
It's Times Square. We'll see what happens. Speaking of Times Square, you've been in so many major fights, so many massive fights, but this is something completely different. How do you expect that moment to be in Times Square in front of New York City?
It could be, I don't know how it's never happened before.
Nobody's ever done it.
So I don't know how it's going to be. I may have a little idea.
It's going to be like the last one.
Maybe, but I'm saying like it's gonna be a little bit of idea when I see the first guy fight. Yeah. I'm like, all right.
Have you been down there to look at the ring yet? No. We saw it today.
Yeah,
it looks amazing, man.
And not only that, the big screens all over, people are gonna be able to watch it. It's never happened in boxing. It's insane.
It's got to be a movie.
Speaking of movie, did you see the promo? And obviously,
I was a part of it.
I was a part of it. I said the finished product. Did you see the
right.
And Oscar with the pizza? That was amazing.
Yeah,
that thing right there. Was that fun making that?
Honestly, that was really fun. It brings a new aspect of the game. Turkey's making this not boring.
They're actual movies.
We're so used to the same old things, and now new things are coming, so it's perfect.
But obviously, filming that, you had your own day. Devin Haney was nowhere near. Oscar, none of these guys was around.
Nobody.
You're not supposed to give that part up, Brock. They're supposed to be there face to face. That's what we want the people to do. Come on, man.
But the promo was funny because you guys played into all of the controversy, right?
Right.
So and after watching it, did you laugh? You like, oh, they did their thing.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, everything came out great.
they have a great team because that looked like some movie shit.
Yeah, it's a movie show.
But we got to tell the fans that, because if not, then it looks like, oh, then you guys really don't dislike each other.
Right.
No,
You're talking crazy.
There's some hatred there.
Like that one GQ commercial. They thought he was there though. But that's just funny though.
That right there was hilarious the last time. Ryan, give us your thoughts. Obviously, don't give away fight stuff, game plan, but you step in the ring, you're looking over there, Rolly is dancing, doing whatever, pointing at you, blowing a kiss. You know, he's a little crazy.
Yeah.
When the fight starts, the bell rings, what happens?
I look to take control of the fight right away. I think the key to this fight is controlling the aspect of the ring. I mean, that's the key. He's not a better boxer than me, but he is going to try to do things to make me feel very uncomfortable. So I think controlling the ring, having ring generalship is my best friend when I step in the ring.
People keep talking about, oh, Teofimo is going to steal the show, or Devin Haney has a chip on his shoulder. He's going to beat Ramirez easily. Are you worried about anybody stealing the show? Are you confident enough to say that on Friday, I'm going to be the star that night?
None of them could keep up with me. So at the end of the day, I don't care what they do. It's my show. At the end of the day, if they had their own show, they wouldn't be getting this type of hype. So they should be thanking me, because everything they're going to do that night is amplified because of me. So we'll see what they do.
There he is. One half of the main event for the WBA regular welterweight championship of the world. Ryan King Garcia. Folks, give it up one more time for Ryan. We appreciate Ryan being here, man. What a moment today has been, gentlemen.
Oh, man.
This open workout has been fantastic. But DAZN is not the only global leader in boxing. Excuse me, they are, but they're not only the global leader in boxing. It is also the official global broadcaster for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which will feature 32 of the world's top football clubs. Teams from Europe, Asia, the Americas, Africa, and Oceania will compete for the coveted Club World Champion title.
Greatness comes to DAZN this summer. The world's best players will be summoned together to decide the greatest club on earth.
Vinicius, great chance.
Goats will battle Wonder Kids. Fire will meet ice. From Boca to Bayern, PSG to Palmeiras, 32 clubs from across the globe will compete to be crowned world champion. And this summer, Haaland won't be watching from home, but you can on DAZN. In every country in the world. FIFA Club World Cup. Watch on DAZN from the 14th of June.
And things are hot already here in New York, but they're heating up in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Do not forget Canelo versus William Skull for all the belts at super middleweight. That is one day after our extravaganza here on Friday, May 2nd. But with more on Canelo versus William Skull, let's check in with our team on the ground, Todd Grisham, Sergio Mora, and Chris Mannix.
Saudi Arabia. My name is Todd Grisham alongside the Latin Snake Sergio Mora and Chris Mannix. We're here to break down Saturday night's main event between Canelo Alvarez and Cuba's William Skull. William, not that well known, Sergio. You've done the research. You've dove into the YouTube and seen all the highlights, all the fights. What can you tell us about this guy and how does he beat Canelo?
I dove into the two fights that I could find with William Skull. One of them was Shishkin, a fight that could have gone either way, but he's the type of guy that can spoil a big event. I mean, he's a tall fighter, has a good right hand, comes from that Cuban school of boxing. He's a spoiler. That's all I can tell you. So if he can actually move around the ring, use some angles, land some right hands on Canelo, get some respect. He is a stronger fighter, even though the knockout ratio doesn't indicate that. He is a strong puncher. Get some respect, get into the second half of the fight. He can have some success.
I think moving around the ring is a recipe for survival. I don't think it's a recipe for success against Canelo Alvarez. And look, the pathway for William Skull to win this fight is incredibly narrow. But one of the things he can do potentially is try and out-volume Canelo Alvarez. Look at Canelo Alvarez in the second half of his career, post-Gennady Golovkin. He's been a much more judicious puncher. He'll also often throw around 40 punches per round and rely more on accuracy than he does on output. Now, William Skull is not a volume puncher either, but if he's going to try to find a pathway to victory here, it's going to have to be letting his hands go. Now, that may put him in a position to get knocked out and knocked out badly. But if he's going to look to win, he's going to try to throw more punches than Canelo Alvarez does.
So that's the story inside the ring, but outside of the ring, it could be a factor. Canelo's used to rambunctious crowds, throngs of people surrounding him, primetime television, bright lights in Las Vegas. This fight is going to take place at 6 in the morning local time against a very small, probably subdued crowd. It's not going to have the juice that he's used to. Is that going to be a factor in your mind?
It has to be. I mean, every fighter gets accustomed to the roar of the crowd. I mean, the environment. You know, fight night weekend's always exciting for not only the fans, but the boxer himself. I mean, it's an event. This time around, yes, it's going to be totally different, but he's going where the excitement is. He's going where the money is. There's a big opportunity to bring Cinco de Mayo weekend and that Mexican spirit to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's incredible.
I don't think that the atmosphere, or however different it is from a Vegas night, is going to have that big an impact. I go back to the pandemic when Canelo had to fight Callum Smith in front of a small-ish type of crowd. Like I think that may get him used to a quieter than usual atmosphere. And of course, early in his career, I'm sure he fought in front of some smaller crowds as well. What I'm potentially most concerned with is the 6 a.m. walk time. That, to me, is something Canelo Alvarez and probably very few fighters in boxing history are accustomed to. We had Richard Schaefer, the advisor of Canelo Alvarez, who was up here moments ago, said around midnight on fight day, he is going to jump into the cold tub and wake himself up on that one. So it's going to be a whole different type of experience for Canelo Alvarez to get himself ready and his body and mind ready to go for a 6 a.m. walk time.
And one other thing is it's the worst kept secret in boxing. We all know there's been discussions, it may not be pen to paper yet, that Terrence Crawford and Canelo will link up later this summer. That is a huge, mega, massive fight for Canelo, but he can't obviously overlook William Skull. Do you think that's going to be a concern at all for Canelo, knowing that fight looms?
I think 10 years ago, Canelo might have been prone to distractions. 2013, when he fought Floyd Mayweather, he might have been prone to distractions. But this is a guy over the last 10 years has seen quite literally almost everything you could possibly see when it comes to styles, when it comes to size, and when it comes to what could be ahead. Remember, when Canelo Alvarez fought Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. back in 2018, he did it with Gennady Golovkin literally waiting in the wings. He was literally in the back, ready to walk out WWE style for that particular fight. So I don't think the prospect of another fight is going to derail Canelo in this one.
I agree. With 66 fights, this man's been fighting professionally since 15 years old. Nothing's going to surprise him. He knows how to fight. He knows how to handle the environment. He's a superstar. He's going to be one of the all-time greats. It doesn't matter where he fights. He's going to bring the fight, whether it's in North America, whether it's in Saudi Arabia, wherever he is, he's the man.
Here's a fun fact for you. Canelo Alvarez fought on this man's undercard. What do you remember about that night when you were seeing him in the back wandering around?
Well, I heard of the name, Saul Canelo Alvarez, and it was when I fought Shane Mosley in 2010. And I remember I was in the press conference. I looked over to him. I said, I heard a lot about you, kid. I'm looking forward to seeing you fight. And, of course, he stole the show, getting the knockout of the night. But that's exactly what he did, and he continues doing.
Would anything else? I mean, pretty much everything would have stolen the show on.
I knew you were going to throw a jab. You didn't have to do that.
You opened the door. I wasn't going to do it, but then you opened the door and stole the show.
Well, you didn't know who he was then. He doesn't know who you are now. That's the way the world turns. We'll see you back here Saturday night, ladies and gentlemen. William School takes on Canelo Alvarez for the undisputed super middleweight championship of the world.
Thanks, guys. Well, how about this? Just announced Alexander Usyk versus Daniel Dubois 2, July 19th, live in Wembley Stadium in London. Usyk and Dubois will step into the ring together for the second time since a controversial first fight. And this time the stakes are even higher with the undisputed heavyweight championship on the line. And fellas, I have to know your thoughts. Low blow or not the first time around?
I'm going to be honest with you. Initially, when I first watched the fight, I thought it wasn't low. I've been battling with myself back and forth. If you follow the rules, as far as like speaking to a referee, it was a legal shot. But I like Usyk. I think he's obviously one of the best heavyweights of all time. But it seemed like the shot was kind of clean. But I go back and forth with it.
Here's the thing. Another referee will tell you that it was a clean shot. But the referee had the perfect vantage point. It hit the belt. It's one of those that you have to look at instant replay in order to really know. So look in real time, the referee called it a low blow, then it's a low blow.
So you're saying instant replay should be in place?
Instituted like the WBC is doing already.
Okay, well, we're going to see in their second fight this time around. Did it matter, didn't it? We'll find out. They've already been getting a little crazy in the build-up of that fight, but we still have a lot more to build up this week. And coming up as we continue on throughout fight week, we have our Wednesday media workout for Riyadh season, Canelo versus Skull. That'll be at 2 p.m. Eastern, and our press conference right here back in the Manhattan Center. Ryan Garcia, Rolly Romero, 6 p.m. Eastern time. We will see you right back here. What a week it's been, gentlemen. It has been fun so far, but we are still just getting started. The grand arrivals are in the books. We saw some comfortable, relaxed guys that maybe weren't cutting weight just yet. Some smiles were on the faces, but when it got intense, it got real very quick, and that was with today at our open workouts. I want to thank The Ring Magazine and DAZN for allowing us to be here. We will see you guys right back here tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern. For The Ring Magazine, I'm Wade Clemens, and the boys, the Brooklyn Brawlers, we'll call them, Ak and Barack. We'll be right back here. We'll see you soon.
Haney.
This is what happens when you lose. Enjoy your rest, Ryan. You're gonna need it.
Enough talk. Get to the fight already. Hey, Haney! Come on!
More like the Lion King.
The dream?
More like...
Stop. You're a cheater. You ain't gonna do shit. The juice combo. Juice? You're a cheater. You're right. Lying.
Grab your crying apple.
No more oster here.
Chill, boys.
Seriously?
Pizza delivery!
Not before us.
Drinks all around!
Something's got a hold on.
Charlie! Get up here!
I said, oh, 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 hey, yeah. Something's got a
Final Destination, Bloodlines, rated R, in theaters May 16th. See the new trailer now.
$90 calories, 2.6 carbs, the only lighter than light beer that's worthy of being called Corona. Welcome to the premier side of light.
Why do you want to bring back Manhattan?
You see, power equals power. It's a gentrifying neighborhood. What do you expect? I dare any mainlander to set foot on this island.
I'm not playing your games.